Welcome, everybody, to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories 15 card mod finals. We have our finalists mattman2841 and Dark Ritual here. Definitely going to put on a good show. I'm being joined by Bad News Nate for commentary. Hey, Nate.
Hello, everybody.
This is definitely going to be a good one. Their runners are telling me that they're all set over on SRL, so I'm going to give them the go-ahead to start this championship match off.
Needless to say, this has been a very, very interesting tournament up to this point so far. This tournament started with a total of 39 participants in the entire bracket. After all that, it comes down to our two finalists.
It was quite surprising how many people actually joined this tournament, but 39 people made it very interesting. A lot of the people who joined the tournament were relative newcomers to the community, and there were tournament predictions that went up at the beginning of this tournament, and everyone's predictions pretty much have been completely shattered. Most of the people who everyone was betting would make it far did not make it far and got eliminated in their first or second round. So a lot of giant upsets, but here we go. Looks like the race just started. Mattman and Dark Ritual going in. Dark Ritual putting his name as No Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That's a card that can be used against you later in the game. It's the most powerful card in the game. And seeing that card is definitely not good. It typically means that the duel is lost. So Dark Ritual hoping for some good luck with that file name there.
Yeah, it really just depends also on how well you play the duel. If you see a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, it really just depends on how well you play the duel and how you go about trying to come back and win.
Yes, absolutely. The first big decision that we're going to see here is what kind of deck both of these players is going to go with. So the starting deck is randomly generated out of a certain pool of cards. It looks like Mattman didn't even check his deck. He just went directly into the game, into the campaign. Dark Ritual checked his deck. I don't think he liked what he did like what he saw. He's going into free duel now to fight Duel Master K before even unlocking High Shin or anything like that.
Yeah, Duel Master K is one of the early game duelists that you would like to duel, considering for the fact that Duel Master K has the same exact deck as you do, and for the fact that also you could win a lot of Dragons and Thunders, which are very vital for later on in the game, considering that the most common fusion that you will see out of these two participants is Wind-Headed Thunder Dragon. So something to keep an eye on is most of the Dragons and the Thunders that each of these participants will try to farm for.
Yeah, absolutely. Dragons and Thunders are one of the most essential parts of this run. Thunders, in particular, seem to be the fusion material that gets most of our entrants tripped up. Thunders are a bit more difficult to win than Dragons are, especially in mid and late game. And because of that, because this is a mod of Forbidden Memories, where you win 15 cards at the end of every duel instead of one. In the vanilla game, you only get one card at the end of every duel, but in this mod, you get 15, which speeds up farming significantly. And it seems to be in 15 card mod in particular, where Thunder count is typically very low and becomes a problem for a lot of runners, mainly because a lot of their farming is done very quickly, and typically in vanilla runs, we use star chips to buy Thunders from the card shop. At the end of every duel, you get a certain number of star chips, which you can then purchase cards with. In 15 card mod, you're doing less duels, which means less star chips, which means less Thunders.
Yeah, one thing to note out as well when it comes to star chips is star chips that will be dropped at the end of the duel depends on your rank as well. So, for example, there are three different types of categories of drops that you can get in this game. For example, there is the S and the A PAL rank. There's the B, C, D PAL or Tech rank, and then there's also the A and S Tech rank. Depending on what rank you get, it depends on not only how many star chips you win, but also depends on what cards you are eligible to win in that drop pool as well. So again, same thing in vanilla. Normally, our participants will do what's called an A-Tech. You will see that a little bit later on from another duelist in the World Tournament.
Definitely correct. I see people asking in chat who's in the lead. They can't tell. Right now, it's really hard to pin the lead on really anybody. Dark Ritual's taking a different approach than Mattman. Dark Ritual decided to just start farming immediately after starting the game, whereas Mattman decided to move through the campaign a little bit and go into the World Tournament. Looks like Dark Ritual just won at least 1 or 2 Thunders right there.
He
That's
just won
definitely
2 Thunders for sure.
2 Thunders, okay.
Yes. So I looked over at Matt's deck. He didn't have a single Thunder or a Dragon, but he did start with Mountain and Raigeki, and I believe his equip was Insect Armor with the Laser.
I see. Okay. So typically, if any of you are familiar with vanilla runs of this game, you'll know that 2 things that most people make a requirement to have in your starting deck is Raigeki and an equip that works on Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, and that's Dragon Treasure, Dark Energy, Beast Fangs, Invigoration, or Horn of Light. That second requirement for the equip doesn't really exist in 15 card mod, just because of how fast you can pump out farm duels and win these equips later on. It's faster, especially in a race, to just move on immediately, good equip or no, and just try your luck at farming.
Yeah, absolutely. So the most important thing that we'll be looking at during these farm duels is, again, how many Dragons and Thunders each participant will win. And also, it'll depend on who they farm and what they wanted to win from those duelists. So, for example, as you can see on Matt's screen, he is currently dueling Rex Raptor in campaign. Should he decide to S-APA, which I don't think he will here, he can win some dragons known as like Crawling Dragon number 2, Dragon Zombie, Wicked Dragon with your Sat's Head. He also has a chance at a couple of Thunders. But the ideal rank you really want to get on Rex is what's called a BCD rank. The reason why we recommend BCD as well is because you also have a chance at a Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon equip called Beast Fangs. Beast Fangs generally, in the vanilla version, drop at odds of 19 out of 2048. So again, keep in mind, for everybody in chat, probability odds for each card drop out of probability odds of 2048. In 15 card mod, it speeds it up big time.
So I just saw Dark Ritual get a Bolt Penguin there. Let's see what Mattman gets from his Rex BCD here. He actually got an SA POW there.
Oh, you got an SA. Okay, so he must not have done enough fusions then.
Yeah, must have been fusions.
So the drops that I named earlier, we'll hope and see if Mattman does indeed win. It looks like he's going to save, and it looks like he actually is just going to go farm.
Yeah, Mattman opting for the Rex farm here. Maybe he's going to be trying to get... Oh, he got 2 Crawling Dragon number 2s out of that campaign duel. Definitely worked out for Mattman there. He's probably going to go for some beast. If I were Mattman and I were doing Rex duels now, knowing that I have 2 Crawling Dragon number 2s already, I'd definitely go for the BCDs. Getting an early Beast Fangs would definitely put him at a comfortable lead from Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual ending his farm, moving through the campaign, catching up to Mattman. Definitely interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, and just because you're ahead on progress as well does not mean that you certainly have a lead, but it really just depends on what kind of deck you have moving forward and how comfortable you are with moving forward with progress.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell who is necessarily in the lead in a run like this early on. One thing that would absolutely put one of these finalists in the lead would be winning a trap card that they can use to get what's called an A-Tech rank against Pegasus later on. The trap cards that would really work would be Bear Trap, which would be difficult to make use of, but you still can, Invisible Wire, Acid Trap Hole, or Widespread Ruin. Any of those, and that person would have a pretty good lead over their opponent, especially if their opponent ends up beating the World Tournament without getting one of those cards, because A-Techs absolutely dominate the 15 card mod races and tournament, mainly because the drops are just so insanely good, and a single A-Tech can bring your deck from completely unfinished with 0 equips to completely finished in about 6 or 7 minutes. So things can change incredibly quickly. We've seen time and time again in this tournament where somebody was so far behind as far as deck power goes from their opponent, and then they do one good A-Tech and they're instantaneously caught up with their opponent and end up winning in the end. So even if one of these finalists takes a heavy lead, let me just remind everybody that anything can happen until somebody actually wins.
I'm a witness to that, unfortunately. I've had my moment in the tournament where I had a 3 Bright Castle, 3 Megamorph deck with 2 Meteor Bee Dragons, and I still lost. So keep in mind that anything is very well possible in this 15 card mod tournament, as you might have tuned in during the tournament here.
Absolutely.
Let's see what he got. He got another mountain, it looks like. And that is about it there for Mattman. Mattman still has the 2 crawling dragons that he can use to his advantage.
Does he have both crawling dragons in right now?
Looks like he's only got 1 at this very moment. I don't think he realizes he won 2 there. Unless he's gonna go back and take a look.
He might be going up again. Maybe he's thinking of doing some Duel Master K now or something like that. That's the only thing that I could. Oh, there it is. Never mind. He put in the second crawling dragon. Okay.
Yep. Right on cue.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like Dark Rid is progressing into the Rex duel here. So again, same scenario as we saw Matt have with 2 crawling dragons. Will he opt to a SA POW or a BCD? I think if you're Rid with the kind of deck that you had starting with Duel Master K, I would recommend doing a BCD POW on Rex.
Yeah, that's almost definitely going to be the best idea for both of these finalists right now, is to just farm Rex BCD. None of them unlock the villagers, which is something that we've seen not happen too often in this tournament. Even though the villagers that are the early game duels before Haishin, there is a particular villager you can fight called Villager 2 who has a very high chance of dropping thunders in particular, and that is something that is incredibly crucial. For the late game, we've seen some runs pretty much fall apart just because they didn't have enough thunders when their deck was finished as far as equips and everything else.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But as the tournament has progressed, we've seen less and less people actually unlocking this villager and just opting to, I guess, metaphorically roll the dice and just see if they can pick up thunders in other scenarios, just getting lucky.
Yeah, and another alternative that I want to mention with that as well is, let's say if you do not decide to duel Villager 2 before Haishin, no need to worry there, because you can actually duel Villager 2 after you've passed through Jono second or Tayana second, because once you are located into the hidden card shop, you also have the option to duel there as well. Ooh, as we see, an Oslo Hero number 2 and a Dragon Zombie for Mattman. That's actually going to help his deck a little bit better.
Yeah, that's definitely really good for him. Looks like, yeah, definitely looks like Dark Rit's going to get a BCD here. Looks like he's done quite a few fusions, 24 cards left. Typically, if you want to get a BCD rank, you want to have under 28 cards left and do at least 5 fusions. There's the B-POW. So Dark Ritual definitely did 5 fusions against Rex, so we'll see what he wins here. If he wins a Beast Fangs, that's definitely going to put him in an early lead. Looks like Dark Ritual's just moving directly on from Rex, going on with the World Tournament, starting Weevil now.
I think that's a good call.
He got a Wicked Dragon with the Ersatz head, did not get the Beast Fangs, unfortunately, but there are still plenty of opportunities in the World Tournament for good campaign drops.
No doubt about it. I would say Dark Rid has the advantage by virtue of Dragons and Thunders in his deck, and also with campaign progression. So, again,
yeah, definitely
keep in mind that Thunders are a luxury in these kind of runs.
Yeah, they really are. It's really because of how little star chips you're getting, because you don't have to do as many duels as you do in vanilla, so you can't really buy the Thunders like you used to. So it's made the runs a lot different than vanilla runs, in that you have to focus on winning your Thunders rather than just, passively purchasing them later on. It's come up with a lot of really interesting strategies, and a lot of these matches have been incredibly interesting because you can see somebody who has a deck that has like 3 Megamorphs, something insane like that, but they only have like 3 Thunders, and they just cannot move on. So they get done with 3 Megamorphs, and then they have to go fight Villager 2, someone who's all the way in the beginning of the game, even though they have 3 Megamorphs. Just because that's how crucial Thunders are. If you don't have enough Dragons and Thunders, it doesn't matter how many Megamorphs, how many equips you have, if you don't have twin-headed to put them on. So
yeah, it really also just depends as how many fusions you have as far as like your ATEX. So again, as we mentioned with twin-headed Thunder Dragon fusions, you're going to need a grand total of 15 fusions at least to complete an ATEX. So there are several requirements that the participants will be using when they do an ATEX. So to break it down for you, to do an ATEX at this kind of caliber, you are going to need 15 fusions, 1 face down play, 1 trap card activated. You're going to need a pure spell. You're also going to need 4 effective attacks. So effective attacks are life point damage that you do directly to your opponent there. Ooh, another Wicked Dragon with the Ursat's head there for Mattman. So he has a 4 dragon advantage with 1 Thunder. But again, keep in mind, he only has 1 Thunder.
yeah, that is true. That's going to be difficult for him to work around, especially if you're Mattman right now and you know that Dark Ritual is moving through the World Tournament with 3 Thunders. You definitely want to, think about moving on from farming as soon as possible, and that's just going to be kind of difficult with 1 Thunder. Mattman really needs to win at least 1 other Thunder. I mean, eventually he'll just be able to buy it, but by then Dark Ritual will have even bigger of a campaign progression lead.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Dark Ritual finishing up on Weevil there. Not too many things you can win from Weevil in campaign, but there are a couple things that you can win. I think there's is it Dark Fire Dragon you can win there, and then Tripwire?
No, it's Blackland Fire Dragon and a Tripwire Beast.
Speaking of Blackland Fire Dragon, there it is right there.
That is a pretty good drop there. And usually Weevil doesn't drop that many cards. Just again to point out there for everybody in chat. The only cards that are notable that Weevil can drop on BCD are Blackland Fire Dragon, Tripwire Beast, Bear Trap, and the ever so elusive Jirai Gumo.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone in the tournament win Jirai Gumo so far. In fact, I think I'm wrong about that. I think somebody won it from Anubisius, High Forest Mage, later on.
Yeah. I think that was in the semifinals, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. I would love to see somebody win a Jirai Gumo early on, and just see how they leverage it in their deck for a time. It's a really interesting card to win, especially if you happen to win it off of Weevil. Winning it off of High Force Mage isn't necessarily the best, mainly because you're already so late in the game that cards like that aren't really going to help you too much. But in early game, I would love to see one of these finalists leverage it.
Yeah, and also to point out with that as well that the High Forest Mage Anubisius drops Jirai Gumo on all ranks except an SA Tech at a 2. So again, 2 out of 2,048. Weevil drops it on SA POW at a 5. Alright, so it looks like Matt is finishing his farm here. He's going to save and he's going to move on.
So we'll see what he got from that final farm duel against Rex. He's definitely hoping for Thunders. He got the Beast Fangs! Mattman getting the Beast Fangs and an Electric Snake and 2 Ikaboon just to put a little icing on the cake.
Oh, wow. And he just won 2 more Wicked Dragon with the Ursat's head. Oh, wow. That BCD was bonkers.
That was... Wow, that is an incredibly good BCD. I didn't even notice the Wicked Dragon. So he got a dragon, 2 dragons, a Thunder, and a twin-headed equip. That is incredibly good for Mattman. I would say that with that one duel, Mattman, even though he's not in the lead as far as campaign progression goes, I would say that Mattman currently has a small lead over Dark Ritual. Now, one twin-headed equip is easy to get. One twin-headed equip lead is easy to overcome if you're Dark Ritual, especially if you manage to get a trap. You just want a Bolt Car go there. That's going to help him quite a bit. But yeah, that's really good for Mattman getting an early equip there. So it looks like Dark Ritual is up to 4 Thunders now. That's just really good for him to already have 4 Thunders, and he's not even halfway through the World Tournament, there's just a lot of other possibilities for him to win Thunders throughout the World Tournament. So it's looking like Dark Ritual's probably going to be good on Thunders. I mean, I've seen people who had 3 Thunders, and they had like 3 Megamorphs and were trying to move into the end game, and they only had 3 Thunders. And here's Dark Ritual, who's not even halfway done with the beginning section of the game, and he has 4. So definitely looking good for Dark Ritual. I think Mattman has 2 Thunders now after that insane BCD POW against Rex. So he's definitely going to have to pick that Thunder count up going through the World Tournament. But that Beast Fangs gives him a very, very nice advantage early on.
Most certainly does. And again, equips are the most valuable thing that you can win for Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, especially in the early game as well. With that Beast Fangs pickup, I'd say Mattman does have a slight advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dark Ritual is now getting to the portion of the World Tournament where it's very possible on any given duel for him to win an Invisible Wire, an Acid Trap Hole, Widespread. And if he manages to win one of those traps where Mattman does not win one of those traps on any of those duels, then that is going to be a huge lead for Dark Ritual because he's going to be able to start A-teching. He's going to be able to start winning Megamorphs before Mattman even has a chance to do his first A-tech. So that's not a position you want to be in, so anything can change. Neither of these finalists have a trap yet, and that's really going to be the thing that separates these 2 finalists, is whoever gets a trap first and whoever leverages that trap first to do some A-techs.
All right, so it looks like Dark Rit just completed his prelims in the World Tournament. The next duelist he'll be going up against is Shoddy. Shoddy also has a chance to drop Beast Fangs here. Almost the same drop rate as Rex does on BCD. He also has a chance to drop Dragons, Thunders, anything like what Rex drops as well. But again, Shoddy has a wide drop pool of what he can drop. But again, another chance here for Twin-Headed Equip for Dark Rit.
Yeah, that would be really good for Dark Rit to pick up a Beast Fangs now, because if he did do that, then that would put him back in the lead, mainly because A, campaign progression, and B, his deck, as far as Dragons and Thunders go, is more powerful than Mattman's right now. It would also be good if he could pick up an Umi or 2. It could end up coming in handy later on, but typically in vanilla runs of this, Umi has a much higher value than it does in 15-card mod, mainly because it's just much easier to get regular equips, which pretty much just obsoletes Umi.
Yeah, and the really big use with Umi, I'm sorry to interrupt you, the really big use with Umi is that, you know, if you have to use it on the mages later on, those are very valuable. But yeah, still.
Dragon Zombie for Dark Ritual there against Keith.
That is a nice tier 2 dragon indeed.
No, Matt does not have a trap yet, Ivan.
Yeah, Matt does have a trap, actually. He has
Ikaboon. Oh, yeah. He does have Ikaboon.
Yes.
But I think Matt might find it a little difficult to leverage an Ikaboon in order to get A-Tech. So I've been going off about how important traps are, but then Matt wins 2 Ikaboons, and it doesn't really matter, mainly because the trap that you win needs to have the capacity to be activated in a duel against Pegasus, who is the main person we A-Tech. Ikaboon is going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to make activate against Pegasus, which means you can't really use it to get that A-Tech rank. Bear Trap and higher, so Bear Trap, Invisible Wire, Acid Trap Hole, and Widespread are really the big ones that can get you that A-Tech. Also looks like Mattman picked up an Elf Slight there. That could end up coming in handy, especially... I think winning an Elf Slight for Mattman is actually a little bit better than it normally would be, mainly because he doesn't have that many Dragons or Thunders.
Ooh,
so
Matt just got a Zoa start.
I saw that. Oh my goodness. At least he was able to make a Twin-Headed quickly and take out that Zoa. If he wasn't able to do that, then there is a possibility that Keith could have turned it into a Metal Zoa, which would have been even worse. Here's the Thunder Dragon Dragon Zombie fusion that makes a Skelegon and not a Twin-Headed. Not sure if Matt knew that was going to happen.
Either way, he still has control of the duel. So that
Yeah, he
shouldn't be
definitely
much of
still
an
has
issue.
control of the duel. He definitely still has control of the duel here. Shouldn't make too much of a difference. Shouldn't make too much of a difference. Oh, looks like Dark Ritual stream just went dark for a moment there. Oh. And it's back.
All right, Matt just finishing up his duel against Bandicoot here. What does it get? He does get a BCD, so he does have a chance at that invisible wire that he could use later on.
Darkrit not getting that Beast Fangs, that Umi, or anything really useful against Shoddy. So that's going to open up Mattman a chance to win a second Beast Fangs or something like that. Just further solidify his lead.
Yes. Also, shoutouts to Matt saving before Shoddy.
Yeah, you never want to risk it against Shoddy, am I right?
No
He
doubt
can
about
play
it.
7-colored fish, you never know.
Yep, and Spike Seedra.
The joke there, for those who don't know much about the game, is that Shoddy is unnaturally easy for where he is in the campaign. He's halfway through the World Tournament, and it just goes... The difficulty spike goes all the way back down to somebody at the beginning of the World Tournament, even though he's halfway through. He typically plays cards that have under 1,000 attack or defense, which is just insanely easy to get around. But looking over at Darkrit right now, looks like he's fighting Bakura, and he has a Millennium Shield being leveraged against him. That's not going to be good because Bakura is going to start throwing down a lot of magics on his back row, and that's going to make it a lot more difficult for him to finish this duel quickly. Looking over at Matt, though, got that Metal Morph and Machine Conversion Factory. I know that a lot of people who won that Metal Morph when they were kids had a little bit of a heart attack thinking that it might have been a Mega Morph, but unfortunately, it is just a lowly Metal Morph that won't help you too much.
It'll help if you put a Electro Whip in your deck.
That's very true. Or just win a couple Zoas. Get some Metal Zoa action going on.
So in reference to what I was mentioning there, chat, there are magic and trap fusions that you can actually make in this game. So for example, we have a very notable combination that we use called the Death Combo. So Death Combo being Dark Energy and Acid Trap Hole. That creates Dark Hole. So again, it's one of the most notable fusions there. Meanwhile, Darkrit getting the reverse
that
trap.
Hurts for Darkrit.
That does hurt. Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah, that's always terrible to see. So pretty much what happened there is Dark Ritual made a mystical sand, and he was going to put it in the Saturn Guardian Star, which would have been powerful against the Guardian Star that Millennium Shield was played in. And he put an equip on it to make it 2,600, plus the Guardian Star interaction would have made it 3,100, which is enough to get rid of that Millennium Shield. Unfortunately, the issue with Bakura is that he likes to throw traps and magics on his back row. One of them was Reverse Trap in Dark Ritual's case, so instead of powering him up by 500, it powered him down by 500. So now that equip is gone, and that Mystical Sand is very weak. It's going to be difficult here for Dark Ritual. The more I look at this duel, Bakura still has 8,000 life points. He only has 14 cards left, and he's just spamming magics on his back row. What Dark Ritual needs now is for Bakura to play some monsters in attack mode so that he can attack that monster and destroy it and get some life point damage.
Another alternative to that as well is that if he could also draw Raigeki and not see a fake trap along the way, then that would be good news for him.
Oh, and there is that Raigeki right there. Speak of the devil.
Right on cue.
Well, that's good that he still had that in his deck, because if he didn't, then he would have been in some real trouble in this duel. But
now the next thing he's gonna have to do is check that face down trap and see what it is.
Yep, there it is. He just checked it. He knows that he can attack through. Could be invisible wire, something that destroys monsters that are 2,000 and lower. He did attack with the 2,300, so we won't know. But that won't be a big deal for him. Typically, once you Raigeki against Bakura, you want to pretty much end the duel right then and there. You don't want to give him another turn to start flipping those two magics he has on his back row. That's exactly what Dark Ritual did. He used the Raigeki, and then on the very same turn, he ended the duel, so he never has to see what those face-down magics are.
Yes. So it looks like Matt just bought a Thunder here, and we're going to also see what he won from that BCD on Shoddy. Let's see here.
Oh, nothing good for Mattman on that BCD, unfortunately.
Nothing in particular. But he did buy a Thunder before he went to go to Bakura, so that gives him his third Thunder.
Yeah, he's definitely catching up to Dark Ritual's Thunder count. Meanwhile, Dark Ritual moving on to Pegasus, unfortunately without a trap, at least most likely. Let's see, he wins the Dark Piercing Light, but unfortunately does not pick up any traps, which means that Dark Ritual will not be doing an A-Tech against Pegasus in campaign. Typically, it's a toss-up as to whether he would have done an A-Tech in campaign, even if he did have the trap. Some people just want to beat Pegasus and then do the A-Tech in free duel. But he doesn't even have that option yet. But neither of these finalists have that option. In fact, none of them have a trap yet. So they're getting pretty late into the tournament. Technically, Matt does, yes. Technically, Matt does have a trap. But as far as A-Teching goes, I think we're still waiting on our first A-Tech trap here. A Labyrinth Wall from Mattman looks like he's getting the same duel Dark Ritual did. This is 15 card mod is what this is, where you win 15 cards at the end of every duel instead of 1, which is what you get in the vanilla game. It just makes farming go much faster, which in turn allows for a lot more strategy to be leveraged. Looks like Mattman is just getting a terrible duel here.
The double 3K defenders, that's what really hurts.
Yeah, definitely.
But the good
There's
news
that
is
Beast Fangs and a Mountain, though.
Yeah, the good news is that he has not seen a back row card, so that could be good for him.
Yeah, that definitely is good for him, because now it looks like at least he's not going to get a magic play directly out of hand against Bakura, because I believe that Bakura right now is magic locked, if I'm correct, 3,000 versus that 28.
Yes. And the only way he can break the magic lock if he does attack the shield. But he should have control of the duel on this turn. Well, actually, he still has to wait a turn.
Dark Ritual getting that Oscillo Hero number 2 from Pegasus. That's only his first drop. There's 14 others. So Dark Ritual finishing the Pegasus duel. That's really the first duel where you can win a lot of good stuff. You can win Dragon Treasure. You can win Acid Trap Hole. You can win Dragons. You can win Thunders. You can win Umi. There's just a lot of good stuff. Looks like Dark Rit is also going to be purchasing another Thunder, which means he's going to have at least 5 or 6 at this point. And we get to see those other 14 drops. If you're Dark Rit right now, you really want to see a trap. He got a Dragon Treasure!
That is a very
extremely good. That puts him equal to Mattman's equip count now. So we are very even right now. I would say Dark Rit still has a bit of a lead because of his Dragon and Thunder count, but Dragon Treasure for Dark Rit in campaign.
Alright, so it looks like Matt will be finished with this duel here against Bakura, not before he played the Spellbinding Circle. Again, the big situation here with Matt is that he's got to have a trap in order to have a shot at campaign A-teching, but we'll see what he does here.
Yeah, let's see what he gets here. I just noticed that Dark Ritual has a lot of Winged Beasts in his deck. Looks like
he got a lot of 1,500 Winged Beasts from my earlier.
Yeah, he has a lot of them in his deck. Looks like he's going Sun Chicken strats.
Where's the Mystical Moon when you need it?
Yeah, really. You should go farm that for a little while. Do some. Can you imagine if he actually decided to do those strats in the final match? Just out of
never in a million years. All right, let's see what Mattman gets here.
Dark Piercing Light, not much else. Both duelists getting Dark Piercing Light, though. That's pretty interesting. He's putting in the Ecoboon. Both of them, in fact. Can you use Ecoboon against Pegasus?
You can, actually.
Ecoboon is 1,000 under, right?
Yeah, so the one main card that you really want to see in this, it's going to be hard, but he can do it. Pegasus does play Toon Alligator, which has 800 attack and 1,600 defense. He's really going to have to go balls to the wall here in order to get this A-tech.
This is going to be really interesting over on Mattman's side to see him try to leverage an Ikaboon in an A-Tech. So Pegasus, yeah, he just has to play that Toon Alligator and attack with it. If that doesn't happen in the duel, then this won't be an A-Tech for Matt and will be a lot of wasted time. So it's a little bit risky, especially considering there is no guarantee that Pegasus is even going to play that card at any stage in the duel. There's a better chance that he's going to play it later in the duel, because typically when you're fighting some duelists in Forbidden Memories, they typically will start off with a stronger card and then throughout the duel slowly get a little bit weaker. Now they can go all the way back up to super powerful, but typically throughout the duel it follows a downward line
Most
as
certainly
far
it
as
does.
attack goes.
Meanwhile, Darkrit winning at least one dragon there on Isis, but again, it's 15 drops. We'll see what else he gets on this Isis BCD. We're looking for dragons, Umi, Dragon Treasure, and a widespread ruin drop. Any one of the above that I just mentioned.
Yeah, the widespread would be huge. He gets an Elf's Light. Let's see what else. Doesn't seem... Nope, nothing else for him, unfortunately. The widespread probably would have been the biggest there for Dark Ritual. Looks like he might be having a little bit of stream problems, though. It's been going on and off a little bit for the past little while.
Yeah, draft frames, unfortunately.
Lame Twitch.
Nah. Never. So going to activate that trap there. It's a fake trap, so Pumpkin remains on the field here. Stone D is just going to take out the Sunbird, and that'll give Mattman a control, at least for the time being, in this duel. Mars in defense, so that's looking pretty good there. So it looks like Matt is setting up with the Ikaboon face down. He's going to have to hope that Pegasus drops all the way down to at least the Toon Alligator, if not lower.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult, but I mean, he's laid the groundwork at this point, so we'll see if this pays off for Mattman. Now, just keep in mind, this is a risk for Mattman, because if he doesn't get an A-Tech here, A-Tech duels take much longer to do.
Also, this is a severe risk as well. Mattman playing Mountain early, as Pegasus does have Dragons and Thunders, and there's practical there. Usually you can identify monsters by Guardian Stars as well, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner. Each duelist has monsters that have 2 Guardian Stars. So again, that big part of strategy and decision-making is what makes each duel very critical in that matter. But Mattman dodging a bullet there, gets his first effective.
Looks like he's not trying to make the twin-headed just yet, mainly because he wants those effective attacks, but he doesn't want to do too much damage to Pegasus, which would end up killing him preemptively before the A-Tech rank is achieved. Meanwhile, Dark Ritual just now finishing the World Tournament, beating Kaiba. This is the duel that has the highest chance to win a trap in the World Tournament. Acid Trap Hole is a very high drop rate there. So if you're Dark Ritual, you're really hoping to have that Acid Trap Hole, especially now that the World Tournament's done. You really want to have a trap before you leave the World Tournament, because if you do, you can just go directly to Pegasus after World Tournament, start your A-Techs, and then end up moving on. But if you don't, then that means once you're done with World Tournament, now you have to worry about getting a trap before you do anything else.
Looks like Matt just got Harpy Feather Duster there, so he lost control.
Oh, no.
Of Yamadron, so he might not be able to complete this A-Tech here.
I don't think he's going to be able to. He threw his other Ikaboon.
Yep, that means that he's going to have to settle for a BCD here. That is very bad.
Yeah, that is incredibly bad. A lot of time there wasted for Mattman. I mean, it could pay off in the BCD anyway, but definitely not what you want to see. He was pretty deep into that A-Tech already. I would say that the only thing that could make this worse for Mattman would be seeing a Toon Alligator before he finishes the duel. Let's see what Darkrick got over here. I wasn't
So it looks like he got a couple of dragons. See in detail what he got.
Sword of Dark Destruction. I see that. I don't think I see anything else.
All right, so it looks like Mattman is gonna opt to do the BCD here again because he lost his trap, thanks to Harpy's Feather Duster, and Pegasus does have that in his deck. He does have Harpy's Feather Duster. He's got Raigeki, Bright Castle. Well, let's see what Matt wins here on this BCD. Could it pay off? First drop's not good, but again, 14 others.
Yeah, you're definitely hoping for that acid trap hole at this point, just so that Mattman isn't forced to try to do any more duels like that. If Mattman doesn't win any acid trap holes in the rest of the world tournament or widespreads or anything, I'm kind of curious as to whether or not he'll try to use the Ikaboons or just try to win another trap. He gets another dragon! Wait, is that his only dragon treasure? Yeah, that is Mattman's only dragon treasure. Mattman gets a dragon treasure and an Umi. That's a second equip. I was thinking of Dark Ritual, who already had the dragon treasure, so I got confused when I saw that he only had one. But yeah, Mattman's the one who won the Beast Fangs, so Mattman now with 2 equips.
Yeah, it happened. But he does win a dragon as well, so that brings his dragon count to a total of 7, 2 of those being tier 2 dragons. And when we say tier 2 dragons, they have an attack of at least 1600 or more. So there we see Dark Rit also finishing up against Mage Soldier here. There are a couple of cards that you can actually win, but the key card that Dark Rit is looking for is an equip that works for Twin-Headed called Dark Energy. So that Elf Slate from Matt is coming in handy here against Isis.
Yeah, looks like Mattman's going to be able to take down Isis pretty easily. Meanwhile, Dark Ritual is just unlocking the mages now, getting some campaign progression squared away with some menuing. Then he's going to go back into free duel, and we'll see what he won against Mage Soldier there, and then we'll see what Dark Ritual decides to do next. If I had to make a bet on what Dark Ritual is going to do, it's probably going to be Pegasus BCDs, mainly because you have a pretty high chance to win a trap, and you also have that chance to get a dragon treasure as well. So we'll probably see Dark Ritual do Pegasus BCDs until he gets that trap, and then he'll switch over to Atex. He could also do Kaiba BCDs if he just really wants to get that trap. Kaiba has a higher chance to drop a trap than Pegasus does, but he doesn't drop any useful equips on BCD, so he loses out on that dragon treasure chance. So, yep, he clicks on Pegasus, so that's definitely what he's doing here. Let's see what he got. No dark energies, nothing useful for Dark Rit.
Alright, so it looks like Matt is just going to go straight to Kaiba here. What does he get on this BCD? Going to be interesting here, because that could really change the face of this matchup.
I see a Wasteland, about 2 dragons, but not much else. So both finalists still without an easily workable trap, at least.
So it looks like I only saw 2 dragons there from Mattman, so it'll help with his dragon count, but again, the lack of thunders is going to be very critical when it comes to doing Atex.
Yeah, absolutely. And then even in endgame, that's going to be an issue. Do you know Mattman's thunder count at this point?
He has currently 3 thunders.
3 thunders still. Yeah, that definitely hurts for Mattman. I know Dark Ritual has at least 5 or 6 at this point.
He's got at least 5.
Yeah. So yeah, Dark Ritual currently has 10 dragons and 6 thunders right now. So that's definitely really good for him. So we're going to see what Dark Ritual gets on this very first BCD POW against Pegasus. Remember, if you're Dark Ritual, you really want to see that acid trap hole at this point. It's going to be crucial that he wins that acid trap hole. So let's see what he gets. Does he get it? He gets the acid trap hole. Dark Ritual getting his trap first. Dark Ritual now able to do Atex. You're going to see him take many cards out of his deck Dark Ritual is very quickly going to completely reconfigure his deck for Atex now that he sees that he has that Acid Trap hole. Meanwhile, Mattman still doesn't have a trap that he's going to be able to easily get Atex with, which is putting him at a severe disadvantage right now. Even though Mattman does have an extra equip over Dark Ritual, I would say Dark Rit has the lead because he can start doing Atex right now, and Mattman's not even done with World Tournament, I believe. He's finishing Kaiba right now, so he's done now. He really needs that Acid Trap hole. If you're Mattman, you need that Acid Trap hole in that duel right now if you want to try to keep up with Dark Ritual, because Dark Ritual could be done with his first A-Tech and potentially done farming if he gets lucky enough on that first A-Tech before Mattman is even able to get his first trap, and that's really what you don't want. So Mattman really needs an Acid Trap hole here.
And from my experience watching Dark Rit's A-Techs, his A-Techs go by extremely fast. On average, he takes about 5 to 5.5 minutes, which is what you would typically see from experienced runners in the Forbidden Memories community. They take on average about 5 to 5.5 minutes, depending on what kind of deck they have, and also how many fusions they can apply.
Right, yeah. And we saw Dark Ritual make a really good A-Teching deck there. He has 10 Dragons and 6 Thunders, which is well enough to get all the fusions that he needs. So yeah, Dark Ritual definitely gonna flex the fact that he is he's one of the top level runners of this game, especially in 15 card mod, by getting some quick A-Techs done. If you're Dark Ritual right now, it's all about putting some distance between yourself and Mattman right now, knowing that he does not have a trap and you do. So yeah, Dark Ritual's just going to try to put as much distance between himself and Mattman as possible before Mattman gets his trap.
So the main focus here is that Dark Rit just has to focus on not only his A-Techs, but just focus on his progression as well. Again, any A-Tech can really decide on what the next move is for any of these participants. So again, one A-Tech makes a big difference.
All right, Mattman leaving the shop, going over to Pharaoh's Palace in order to fight Mage Soldier here. We're going to see what he won from Kaiba. He needs that Acid Trap hole. Let's see. Sword of Dark Destruction, Goblin Fan, Dragon Capture Jar at the very least, and Spike Seadra.
Spike Seadra is very, very good.
That's nice.
DCJ, one usable dragon there, one tier 2. And I didn't see if he got anything else besides that.
Yeah, the baby dragon, the tier 2, and the dragon capture jar. That's really all that he got right there. The dragon capture jar is going to be incredibly useful for late game. One of the most difficult cards to get around in the late game to beat is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It has 4,500 attack. It's incredibly hard to overpower. Typically, in races like this, in this game in general, overpowering Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon just doesn't happen that often. Typically, if you see a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon played, most of the time, the only way you're going to get rid of it is with removal cards, such as Regeki, which destroys all cards on the opponent's side, all monsters on the opponent's side, or the Dragon Capture Jar that matches one, which gets rid of all dragons on the opponent's side, which will get rid of that Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. So Mattman at least getting one extra way to get rid of an ultimate, but still does not have that trap. Meanwhile, Dark Ritual is nearing the end section of his first A-Tech. Dark Ritual could potentially be moving on through the game after this A-Tech if he gets good enough luck. Yep. So we'll see.
So let's place your bets on this one, GFC. How many good drops do you think Dark Rit will get on this one? How many Megamorphs? How many other equips? Anything else that he will get?
I'm going to say that Dark Ritual is not going to get any Megamorphs on his first A-Tech, but he is going to pick up a Bright Castle and a Widespread. One Bright Castle, one Widespread, and maybe a Dragon Capture Jar. That's my bet.
I say this is going to be the biggest meme. He is going to win a Megamorph, but he's going to also win a Crush card on top of that as well.
Oh boy, that would be great for Dark Rit, but
I've only seen that once in the tournament, but yeah.
Yeah. That would be incredibly good. But yeah, only once I've seen that happen so far in the tournament. Crush card against Pegasus A-Tech is an incredibly low drop rate. So like Nate explained before, all of the drop rates in this game are out of the number, the odds for them are out of the number 2048. So when we say something is a 32, for example. That means the odds of winning that card is literally the fraction 32 over 2048. And then you could just, divide those two numbers, times it by 100, and that's the percent chance of winning that card in any given duel. Well, on any given drop, rather. Keep in mind, there's also 15 drops, so that's 15 chances to get that card at those odds. But Crush card in particular against Pegasus ATAC is a 2 out of 2048. So extremely low chance to win that card there. You can win it at a higher drop rate against other people, but typically you won't be farming those other people. So Crush card really isn't seen much in these kinds of races unless you get some ungodly crazy luck. Here comes Dark Ritual.
Let's see Dark Rit's ATEC here.
Bright Castle, Acid Trap, 2 Acid Trap Hole, and a Bright Castle. I guess I was close at least.
Yeah, you got the Bright Castle correct there. So now those Acid Trap Hole drops, and also in addition with Fake Trap, he won as well, means that he can do ATECs at a consistent pace. So when we say consistent pace, we've had moments in either this tournament or in actual runs to where if your trap is the very last card in your deck, you cannot by any means complete the ATEC, which has happened plenty of times and very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's why it's so useful to have at least 2 workable traps in your deck at any time when you're doing ATECs, just to take away the possibility that you're going to get screwed over by drawing your trap as the final card. With 2 traps, at least that isn't possible. So yeah, Dark Ritual has that cushion now, and he has that Bright Castle as well. So
both participants, they both have 2 equips, I believe.
Yeah, both participants have 2 equips currently. Mattman with a Beast Fangs and Dragon Treasure, and Dark Ritual with a Dragon Treasure and a Bright Castle.
In terms of consistency, I would say Dark Rit has the advantage. Again, also for the simple fact that he's ATECing.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if he didn't necessarily have a trap yet, I would still put Dark Ritual a little bit ahead of Mattman just for how good his deck is currently. Let's see what Mattman got. Right there, Acid Trap Hole for Mattman, and a Dragon Treasure for Mattman as well. That's his 3rd equip now, and he can start doing ATECs. Oh, the race is on now.
The pressure's on Dark Rit here. One good ATEC can change the face of this run.
This is where it starts to get juicy, chat.
And this is why we love the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, because anything can happen in these runs. I would say this has been a very successful tournament. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This tournament has been wildly successful, way more so than I thought when I created it. I didn't really expect. At first I didn't expect that many people to even join the tournament, so I was very surprised to see 39 people join the tournament in total. But even after that, just seeing how many crazy matches there has been in this tournament, I swear I've been commentating a lot of these matches, and it seems like every match that I've been commentating is just more insane than the last. It really never stops with this tournament, and this match right here is already shaping up to be another incredibly insane match.
Super, to answer your question, Dark Rit is doing ATECs. Mattman is just starting his first ATEC. Mattman has 3 equips. He also has a 4-to-1 ratio Dragons to Thunders. But he also has an Umi and a Dragon Capture Jar as well. Dark Rit also has, he has 2 equips, but he's got 2 or 3 traps, pretty much, for ATEC. So again, it's more of consistency versus a powerhouse deck. Which one prevails, we shall see in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, this will definitely be interesting. We have both finalists now doing ATECs. Dark Ritual it's funny, Dark Ritual already did one ATEC, but Mattman is still ahead of him as far as equips go, just because of how lucky Mattman managed to get winning equips outside of ATECs. So, I mean, that first ATEC for Dark Ritual is pretty much just water under the bridge now. It doesn't give him any sort of advantage. So they're pretty much even right now. Dark Ritual is going to be able to finish his next ATEC a little bit before Mattman's ATEC will wrap up, but not by much, which means that it's incredibly close. Any one A-Tech could be enough to send either of these finalists through the remainder of the game. However, Mattman still has 3 Thunders, so it could be difficult for Mattman. Even if Mattman were to win like 3 Megamorphs or something crazy right now, it's going to be really difficult for him to move on, instantaneously. Even if he does get a crazy A-Tech, he's probably going to have to spend some time getting Thunders afterwards. Dark Ritual will not have to do that. So if Dark Rit gets a crazy A-Tech, he can just move on immediately without, don't pass go, don't collect 200 Thunders. You just move right on immediately after finishing a decent A-Tech if you're Dark Rit. But if you're Mattman, you got to think about where you want to get those Thunders. Do you want to go to Rex? Do you want to go to Duel Master K? Or do you want to spend time to go unlock Villager 2? It's going to be interesting for Mattman here if he doesn't manage to pick up a couple Thunders some other way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it comes down to strategy making as well. Also, to answer someone's question in chat about ATEX. So ATEX are done a specific way. As you can see on Rit's screen, he's trying to make a total of 15 fusions. But there are other requirements for an ATEC as well. So you need 1 trap, you need 1 face down play, 1 pure magic, 4 effective attacks, which do life point damage to your opponent and destroys a monster on the opponent's side of the field, 1 equip, and I believe that's it.
Widespread Ruin, Megamorph, Widespread Ruin, and I believe I saw Megamorph for Dark Ritual.
That is very huge.
Believe I saw it. Let's confirm it right here.
Yep, he did get it.
Yep, he did get that. So Widespread and Megamorph, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's not enough to move on, I wouldn't say. Still not enough to move on for Dark Rit, but that is incredibly huge. He's already started getting those Megamorphs now. Let's see what he's going to do. Checked his star chip count. So he's going to throw in that Megamorph, probably the Widespread, we'll see. And we'll see what he's going to do after this. Is he going to decide to move on with only 3 equips? Probably not. If I had to make a guess, he does have 3 Umis as well, though. So this will be interesting to see what Dark Rit does. If I were him, I would continue farming.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the whole farming phase, because we want to make sure that not only he has a very consistent deck to get through the mages, but there are some mages that are absolutely brutal, especially later on in the game. Also, before we continue as well, I just want to give a quick plug to both of these runners. If you are enjoying Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, also give the Speed Gaming channel a follow as well. Speed Gaming is known for a lot of its marathons and for its tournament races as well. And a very special thank you to the Speed Gaming channel for allowing us to not only commentate, but host the tournament on their channel as well. We really are eternally grateful.
Yeah, thanks so much to Speed Gaming. It was pretty short notice as well, but thank you so much. We're seeing something really interesting here from Dark Rit, though. He saved and he's going on to Meadow Mage, in fact. Meanwhile, 1 Bright Castle over on Mattman's side, but no Megamorphs, nothing else. Looks like these A-Techs are being a little less crazy than we've seen in the tournament thus far. Looks like everyone's just getting equips, 1 at a time for the most part every duel. But Dark Ritual is doing something a little out of the box here by going over to Meadow. I wonder, is he going to move on and just, try to get through the mages as much as he can, or is he just unlocking Meadow Mage for farming?
Meanwhile, on Rit's side, he sees a Millennium Shield and he just Sogened back. Oof. Oh, that really hurts. Meanwhile, he top decks a Megamorph, but he cannot get over that Millennium Shield because if the Guardians start disappearing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, chat. It's looking like we could have our first farming boy.
Shout outs to the farming boy meme.
So here, Dark Red is able to at least make that 3,800 in Moon this time to get over that shield on Sogen. Meanwhile, Mattman is at 4 equips now. Yeah, 4 equips with that Bright Castle. So really, if you're Mattman at this point, if you get a decent... You don't even need to get an incredible A-Tech if you're Mattman. Like, 1 Megamorph, honestly, would probably be enough as far as Mattman's equips are concerned. I mean, you would prefer to have more than 1 Megamorph, but if you have 4 regular equips plus 1 Megamorph, I would say that's more than enough to beat the game with.
Most certainly.
Yeah. So we'll see what Mattman decides to do. If Mattman wins 2 Megamorphs, or even, God forbid, 3, then that's just gonna catapult him. But remember, he still doesn't have the Thunder count to back it up yet. And we're gonna see what Darkrit decides to do when he's done with this duel. Is he gonna move on, or is he going to just go and be a farming boy against?
I have a pretty good feeling. I think I know what he might do.
I have a feeling he's probably just going to go and farm, try to get the MBD, and just not do Atex anymore. But let's see. He's moving on. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about, apparently.
My theory is correct. I think I know what he's about to do. I think he's going to set up for an Atec on High Mage Kapura here.
Really?
Oh, maybe not. He's just going to move on with the deck that he has. Thank goodness he saved beforehand. This is a very interesting call here by Darkrit.
I mean, yeah, he could have done the Atec on Kapura, but realistically, I don't know why he would. Atec on Kapura is good, don't get me wrong, but I mean, his equip count is very low. He needs equips right now. He doesn't really need removal cards. He has plenty of those already from the looks of things. I think if you're Darkrit, you don't want to do an Atec here. I think the move is definitely not to do an Atec, because you really only get removals here, and he's low on equips, so leaving a Pegasus farm, like he left his Pegasus Atec farm to get more equips to go and fight Kapura. I don't think it would be for an Atec. I think he's just trying to get a little bit of campaign progression between himself and Mattman now, because I think he sees that Mattman's deck is going to come together a lot faster than his is. Meanwhile, Darkrit is not having any good luck over on Kapura.
That's definitely not good.
Well, I definitely agree, ENSG Master. Doing Atec on Kapura doesn't really waste that much time. Like, I'm not saying that it's not necessarily a good place to do Atecs, but if you don't have that many equips, it's weird to kind of move on into the campaign just to do an Atec against Kapura, if that was his only motive there.
This could be very interesting for Darkrit. He had a fake out last turn. He's going to play Umi. And Kapura plays Sogan. Oh, that hurts.
My goodness.
He's going to need the top deck one more equip here. He does not.
That is a yikes.
He's going to opt to toss an equip here. That might be a smart move. To answer someone's question in chat about Atec drops on Kapura, you can win Widespread Ruin, Break Castle, Dark Energy, Brush Card, Dragon Capture Jar, and also the ever so famous Warrior Elimination.
Big shoutouts to Saboom, honestly. I love that guy.
Oh, no fake out there on Darkrit, and he's going to take a heavy load of damage there.
I think, yeah, that's enough to end it.
No, he's still alive.
No, Darkrit is dead.
Oh, he is dead. Okay.
he's pushing up daisies.
So Darkrit taking a loss and a roadblock there, so that gives Mattman the opportunity to catch up, depending on what his Atec here. We're going to see in a matter of seconds what it is.
Yeah, the Gate Guardian was equipped red hot. It was a 4750.
Yeah, it had a Sword of Dark Destruction on it. All right, what does Batman get?
Yeah, let's see. This could propel him. Another Bright Castle, and that's it. It's literally one equip at a time. But for Mattman at this point, that's going to be enough. He's already at 5 equips. One equip at a time might be slow, but I mean, hell, it's working.
Two more Yamatanos as well. I think it's safe to say he's good on dragons. He just needs not only thunders, but he's also going to need potentially a widespread ruin if he's going to want to have a good deck of this caliber. But again, the main concern is just thunders.
Chat, now is the time to place your bets. Who do you think will be our champion in this tournament? Mattman2841 or Darkrit? Let's see some answers.
Or we could make a straw poll.
That is true. Team Exodia. Yes, I hope Exodia wins this tournament as well.
First person that gets obliterated in an actual finals match becomes our champion automatically.
Yeah, I created this tournament, so I have like full control over the rules. If either of these people get Exodia'd in this match, I'm just calling it right there. That person is the winner.
Screw the rules, I have money.
It's true. Oh, Rascal won the tournament, apparently. Well, good for him.
Alright, so looks like Dark Rit just beating Low Meadow here. Will he progress again to High Mage Kapura?
He is. He's moving on to Kapura yet again. Got that BCD pal. I guess. Oh, the Kaminari attack. There it is. I was just going to say that's what you want to see if you get BCD.
Definitely one of the best drops that you can receive on any rank against Low Meadow.
I don't know. I don't think Mattman is necessarily playing too safe. I just think that Dark Grit is playing very, very risky right now. Dark Ritual's very, very risky right now. Meanwhile, Mattman, he's not necessarily playing it safe. He's kind of playing it average. What Mattman is doing right now is pretty much what most people have done in the tournament. What Dark Grit is doing right now is riskier, riskier than average for sure. So we'll see if it pays off. It's nice to see some, some different strategies being used here. We'll see if it pays off for Dark Grit.
Meanwhile, he gets a wall shadow start here, it looks like. What does he opt to do here? He keeps his twin-headed in defense mode. It's another monster. And it looks like it's a Saturn. It is a Gaia the Dragon Champion. Alright, Dark Rit is going to make a 2800 here. Try to get two of them on the field.
Oh, that equipped wall shadow now. 4,000 defender Dark Rit has to deal with here.
He's going to need a Megamorph and an equip with that.
He draws the Bright Castle, but he's definitely going to need some more than that.
Yeah, he's going to need one more equip. Or possibly two.
Meanwhile, over on Mattman's side, he's nearing the end of yet another A-Tech. We'll see if he can finish up his deck here. Really just wants to see the Megamorphs at this point. I mean, Bright Castles, Dragon Treasures, those are good, don't get me wrong, but at this point, Mattman needs that extra push to get him out of his farm phase here.
Dark Red one turn away from being victorious here. Oh, and he sees a Black Skull. He's going to need that equip.
He can equip it. Looks like he's going to be good here. Let's see. Yes, he does take down Kapura here. So with Dark Ritual being done with the Meadow Shrine now, it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do next. Is he going to keep moving on through mages, or is he going to go back to farming at this point? Let's see what he does. He's at the very least going back to save, but let's see if he goes into free duel here.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose your progression through campaign.
He does not. He's moving right on to Forest Shrine next.
Oh, he's taking on the second hardest shrine.
Looks like Dark Rit is just moving on through the campaign. He's pretty much done farming, at least for now. I think the strategy here from Dark Rit is that he wants to get campaign progression between himself and Mattman. That way he can go back and farm in peace. Meanwhile, Mattman gets another Bright Castle and a Megamorph! He gets a Megamorph! Mattman gets it and a Bright Castle as well. That means he has 6 regular equips and a Megamorph. 7 equips total. I think that's going to be it for Mattman's farm. Let's see what he does. Going to check his star chip count, buying a Thunder. Mattman now needs to contest with the low Thunder count that he has. He's going to be able to buy another one, but I think that only puts him at 4, I believe. Yes. 4 Thunders. So let's see what he decides to do here. He clicks on campaign. Looks like he's just gonna move on with 4 Thunders for now. How do they remember what to combine? It's just memorization. That's all it is. A lot of experience at the game will make you learn all the fusions a lot easier than just looking at a list or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, just a lot of both of these players have a lot of experience with the game, and all of the fusions that you're seeing are just purely memorized. There are rules that the fusions follow. Most of them are type based, so you know any dragon plus any dragon plus any plant is going to make Black Dragon Jungle King. It's not like only Baby Dragon and only Dark Plant make Black Dragon Jungle King. It's all type based. There are tons of exceptions to that rule, but in general, that's an easy way to remember a lot of fusions. But a lot of it really is just memorization, and a lot of this run is just a lot of decision making. You need to know a lot about this game to play like these two are playing right now. Darkrit moving on to Anubisius here. This is one of the harder mage duels in all of the mage duels that he has to do. The hardest is generally considered to be High Metal Mage Capura, which he's already beaten. The second hardest is definitely the duel he's on now against High Forest Mage Anubisius here, who can play perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, which is 4,000 when it's on Forest, 3,500 when it isn't. But it looks like he already has the duel won. That's pretty much going to be it for that duel. He plays an Umi, and he has Twin-Headed plus Equip, which means that perfectly Ultimate Great Moth goes down to 3,500, and he can make a Twin-Headed that is at 3,800. So this duel is pretty much already over. As long as that face-down magic, I think it was a magic.
It was, yes.
On Darkrit. Yeah, as long as that face-down magic isn't a forest, he should be good. If it is a forest and a Pugum is played, it could be a little bit of trouble for him.
Or potentially an Equip.
Yeah, even an Equip on the Pugum would be bad, but it wasn't flipped, and it looks like he's on an easy mode anyway. Easy enough. It went into defense. Could be a great Moth still, but let's see. Javelin Beetle, yeah, it's not a super easy mode, but it's plenty easy enough for Dark Ritual to overcome it. Dark Ritual not going to have... Yeah, he's not going to have any trouble on this duel. Dark Ritual already done with 2 mages, both of them being the hardest shrines.
Meanwhile, Mattman is getting an SA POW here on low meadow. Let's see what he gets.
He actually got a BCD there.
Oh, wow. Probably because of effective attacks, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing it was. Probably effectives there.
Yeah, he probably had... I mean, he had more than 28 cards left in his deck. Usually, when you have more than 28 cards left in your deck, normally just 10. Oh, meanwhile, he wins a Firewing Pegasus on BCD. That is a very low drop on that rate.
Ooh, boy. I wonder if he'll put that in. What does he have? He has... He got the Beast Fangs, right? Yeah, he got the Beast Fangs.
Yeah.
So, Beast Fangs works on it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he has the Beast Fangs. He has 2 or 3 Bright Castles. I think 3, yeah. 3 Bright Castle, I think. Or 2. 2 or 3 Bright Castles, the Beast Fangs, and a Megamorph. So a lot of ways to equip it. If I were him, I would at least throw it in for Forest.
Mattman getting the Beast Skull start there. So yeah, at least he has an advantage over in this duel. The only thing he just wants to see now is that Megamorph or 2 more equips, or even an Umi, in order to get the upper hand here.
One of the bigger decisions was just made in this tournament match. Dark Ritual deciding to fight Seto 2 and do the final 6 at the end of the game instead of the final 7. Definitely a good choice given where everything stands in this match right now. So there is a duel that you can do. It's completely optional against Seto Stekken. And if you do not do this duel, when you go into the end part of the game, you actually have to do 7 duels in a row without saving, winning all of them in order to beat the game. The first duel would be Labyrinth Mage, and then you would move on to the traditional final 6 of Sebek, Neku Haishin, Seto 3rd, Dark Knight, and Nightmare. But if you do beat Seto 2nd before moving in, before you beat all the mages, if you beat Seto 2nd first, then Labyrinth Mage gets out of your way. in late game, so you only have to do the 6 duels. So in a riskier run, typically you would do Final 7 if you're trying to be risky, because if you do Final 7, if you get first try on the Final 7, then you actually save about 2 minutes. But if you don't get first try, if you get second try, then you're breaking even then with the situation where you would not where you would beat Seto second and do Final 6. And then if you don't win on the second attempt, every attempt after that, you're losing time because you have to do that first duel over and over again against Labyrinth Mage, whereas you could have just beaten Seto 2, done it once, and gotten it out of the way forever. So Dark Ritual is deciding not to take that chance. He's going to get Seto 2 out of the way so that Labyrinth Mage moves out of his way later on so that he can get faster end game attempts to beat the game.
Yeah, and usually the requirement that you have to do in order to do Seto second, you have to beat at least 2 of the shrines, and then access the hidden card shop from there. So again, for those that are experienced with the game, you would know, but for those that are still relatively new to the game and don't know about it, that's what you would usually do.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Hamster. We'll see if he A-techs Seto second. A-teching Seto second, he's a very good A-tech spot. Some would argue that he is the second best A-tech spot in the game, right behind Pegasus. There are 3 main really good A-teching spots in this game for the most part, which is Pegasus, Kaiba, and then Seto second. Some would also throw Kapura into that mix. But generally, at least in my opinion, Kaiba, Pegasus, and Seto second are just on a level of their own as far as usefulness in A-techs. So we'll see if Dark Ritual decides to do an A-tech against Seto second in campaign. It would be a very smart move, honestly. It doesn't take that much time to do, and the payoff can be huge. You can win Dark Hole, Regeki, Crush card. You can win all 3 of the big removal cards at a pretty high rate, given how good they are. I believe they're 36s, 32 or 36. And then not to mention there's a bunch of other stuff. You can win traps, you can win equips. He gets the Immortal of Thunder, Dragon, Zombie, and a Bolt Escargot. Dark Ritual there. That's
oh my goodness,
huge.
I just noticed he just got a Dungeon Worm.
Oh my god! Wait, isn't that a 1?
It is a 1!
Oh my god! That's insane! Dark Ritual winning a Dungeon Worm. Let's explain what just happened there. So Dark Ritual won a Dungeon Worm. Now, it is a totally useless card. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to help Dark Ritual in the least. But the drop rate of Dungeon Worm is 1 out of 2048. It is the literal lowest chance possible in this game to win. And he managed to win it. We have not seen anybody win a card that is a 1 in this entire tournament. And even outside of the tournament, it's extremely rare for us to see it at all anywhere. So, wow, that is just insanity. Mattman did do an A-tech, it looks like, by the way, against Kapura.
Yes.
Call the victory.
Dark Red having a little bit of trouble here on Seto second. Not anymore. He has the 3800.
Let's see if he decides to do the A-tech now. He's definitely set up for it. No magic's out. Seto second's field is cleared. 3800 on his side. Let's see what Mattman got from this A-tech, though. I'm really interested in this. A Bright Castle that he can't use, unfortunately. And that's pretty much it. A warrior elimination. Pretty epic, but that Bright Castle that he can't use, that has to hurt, honestly, seeing a 4th Bright Castle there.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like Dark Red is opting to do an A-tech here. Which I also think is a good decision.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if he gets any more insane drops from that.
Oh, tough break there for Matt.
What
He
did
got
he
a
get?
Cursed Dragon, 3000 attack on Mountain and Saturn. Low Mountain played a Black Dragon Jungle King with Jupiter 2,600 attack, and because of the Guardian Star disadvantage, all that hurts.
That's definitely a yikes there.
Yes.
It would be really, really great to see Dark Ritual win something like a Regeki or something like that. I don't think we've seen any entrants in this tournament win either Regeki or Dark Hole in this entire tournament. We've seen Crush Guard before, but we have not seen Regeki or Dark Hole being won, so that would be really interesting. Dark Ritual already has a Regeki, so honestly, I think winning a Dark Hole would probably be the best card that he could win off of this ATAC here, mainly because having both Regeki and Dark Hole, it's just the best of both worlds, honestly.
Yes, for sure. Also shouts to Arius for the Dark Hole strats.
Hello, Arius. Why would you want Dark Hole over Regeki, though? You don't necessarily want it over Regeki, but having both of them in the deck at the same time, like I said, is just going to be the best of both worlds.
Ooh, looks like Mattman won a Metal Dragon, and I don't think he realized it.
Ooh.
Didn't put it in the deck for whatever reason. Meanwhile, this should be an automatic win for Mattman, unless we see the fabled Meteor Bee Dragon start from High Mountain Mage.
That would be insane. I don't think I've seen that in the past couple years, honestly. I think I've only seen it happen once in my roughly 7 years running this game.
I had it happen to me twice in 1 week, unfortunately.
Wow. That's insane.
That is. Alright, so Dark Rit's on his last turn for his ATAC here.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what Dark Ritual gets here, everybody. So keep an eye over on the right side now. We'll see what Dark Ritual gets. I'm going to call a Dark Hole.
I'm going to call
Widespread Ruin was his first drop. Already good for Dark Rit. Even if the other 14 are not good, it's already worth it.
No doubt about it. Now, Widespread's one of the best removals that you can get as far as the end of the game.
You've run this game for 7 years. I don't know if I should congratulate you or apologize. Just the Widespread Ruin from the looks of it. Getting that epic Sparks. Yummy.
Amparication.
Even better.
It looks like nothing else, but still the Widespread's very good. He can replace that acid trap hole that he's got.
Just to make it abundantly clear here, Sparks is not is not a good card actually, but it is an epic card, and that's all you need.
All right, so it looks like Matt is also going to do Seto second, which is a good call here.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want to have that little bit of a cushion when you're doing the end game, especially considering both of these entrants do not have, crazy powerful decks right now. I mean, Madman's deck is way better than Dark Rituals right now, but nothing crazy as far as this match goes, as far as the decks go anyway. I mean, we've seen the Dungeon Worm and things like that, so crazy things have happened, but as far as deck power, there's no, 3 Megamorphs and 2 MBDs, that you're very familiar with, Nate.
Not really. I don't even want to think about it. Oh, what have you brought upon me?
In Nate's tournament match, he had an incredibly overpowered deck. I'm talking incredibly overpowered. It was 3 Megamorphs and 2 MBDs, right?
It was 3 Megamorphs, 3 Bright Castles, and 2 MBD.
Yeah, something just disgustingly insane. But RNG just decided that he wasn't going to draw any of them when he needed to draw them. So his opponent ended up winning that match, even though his deck was far superior.
it's still one of the most miraculous comebacks in this tournament by far.
Yeah,
By
absolutely.
a mile.
Absolutely. And I mean, we've seen so many comebacks, maybe not like that crazy, but we've seen plenty of crazy comebacks all through the tournament. It's been insane. It's
Mattman getting not an SA pal, but he has full control of the duel here against Labyrinth Mage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, not the SA POW, which is generally what you want to try to get at the very least, because you can get that twin-headed Thunder Dragon drop, but not a big deal if you don't get it. Oscilla Hero number 2 over there for Dark Grit against Low Desert, I believe.
Yes.
So his Dragon and Thunder count at this point, like Dark Rituals, is insane, I believe.
Very well balanced.
Yeah, his deck is incredibly well balanced. Let me just check really quick what he has. He has 16 Dragons and 10 Thunders. Incredibly good for Dark Grit right now.
So I'd say Dark Grit has a huge advantage.
Meanwhile, Mattman currently has 11 Dragons and 4 Thunders. That Beetle was a rare drop, but it's no Harpy's Pet Dragon. I mean, it is less of a chance than Harpy's Pet Dragon. HPD is a 4, or I think there's somewhere you can win it where it's a 2, right?
Yeah, it's High Mage as Henza, which is the High Mountain Mage.
Yeah, High Mountain Mage drops it at a 2, I believe.
Yes.
But that Dungeon Worm, that was a 1.
That was absolutely disgusting. And that actually might be the first time, if I recall correctly, looking at not just the tournament, but runs outside of the tournament, that might be the first time ever that someone's won a Dungeon Worm in any run, for that matter.
I certainly haven't seen any Dungeon Worm wins in my time, in my runs or anyone else's, but I did win that Ryukishin Powered once, which was a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Where I won it.
I remember watching a highlight of that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it at the time, but yeah.
And meanwhile, Dark Red getting an SA POW here on High Mage Martis. He also has a chance to win Zoa. Let's see what he gets. Just gonna go to Sea Shrine and check from there.
Let's see. I don't see the Zoa. No Zoa, unfortunately, for Dark Red. Would have been epic to say the least. Kind of interested to see what Dark Rit decides to do when he's done with the mages, though. Is he going to try to do some final 6 attempts with a deck like that or not? Meanwhile, Mattman took a loss to set a second. That's actually really bad for Mattman, really good for Dark Rit, because that was a set of second loss, which means now he has to redo Labyrinth Mage as well. So that's a nice chunk of time. Dark Ritual was already far ahead of Mattman as far as campaign progression goes, but now he's even further ahead, which is really, really good for Dark Rit, especially considering his deck is not anywhere near as good as Mattman's. So if you're Dark Rit, I think by the time you're done with the mages, as long as you keep this big gap between yourself and Mattman, you're probably going to want to go back to a little bit of farming while Mattman finishes up the mages, just to try to get that deck a little bit better, because 3 equips is just not what you want to be moving on with in a race like this, especially when your opponent has 7 total, with one of them being a Megamorph. Yeah, Matt needs more Thunders. He only has 3 of them right now. 4 of them right now.
He has 4.
Yeah, only 4 Thunders right now, as opposed to Dark Ritual's 10. So that's a very big disadvantage for Mattman right now. Mattman is going to have to spend some time farming Thunders, unless he manages to win some more Thunders in campaign throughout the mages. But his mage duels are just generally going to be less consistent than Dark Rituals right now, which you wouldn't expect, because Mattman has more than double the amount of equips that Dark Ritual has, yet Mattman is struggling more than Dark Ritual has. So that just kind of highlights how important it is to have a lot of Dragons and Thunders, a good ratio, because if you don't, it doesn't matter if you have 7 equips, you don't have anything to really put them on, and you're going to lose duels, and at the very least, even if you win, they're going to be slower wins. Meanwhile, Dark Rit isn't really having much trouble getting nice and fast wins, because once you're done with Meadow and Forest, you can pretty much win every duel without any equips. You just need twin-headeds for the most part. So
Yeah, the only big issue outside of Meadow and Forest would be Mountain, but if you have at least one equip at that time, then you should have no problem blazing through the rest of the mages.
yeah, absolutely. $4,100 Wicked Dragon with her sad set on set of third. That would be good, but Wicked Dragon doesn't have Mercury to my knowledge. So that would just get wiped out by a 4,500 ultimate. It's Darkrit moving on. Finishing Ocean Shrine. I believe he has one or two more now. Mages to go. He did Desert, right? Darkrit? Yeah, I think Darkrit already did Desert, which means he only has Mountain left. Yeah, so oh, he wins the Karyushin right there. That's actually really big for Dark Ritual. More 1600s is always good. So yeah, Dark Ritual only has one more mage, and it's an easy mage, Mountain Shrine. So he just has to get done with this, and then he's already at the end game. And then we will see if Dark Ritual decides to try the end game with only 3 equips, or if he, leverages the fact that he's so far ahead of Mattman in the campaign, and he takes some of that time to go and do some more farming. Looks like Mattman's getting some bad luck against Labyrinth Mage there. Gate Guardian being played, but he does have a Megamorph and a 1600 Dragon in your hand, which for most runners would pretty much mean, in most situations, having a Megamorph and a 1600 Dragon in your hand, even if you're staring down a Gate Guardian, you're typically fine. But with Mattman, he doesn't have that many Thunders, so just making a Twin-Headed is going to be difficult here. He does have that Regeki, though, which will allow him to at least wipe the field once he does get that Thunder. Blue Eyes being played. Still doesn't draw what he needs. He's going to use the Regeki because Labyrinth Mage is only down to 3,000s, and he can actually make a 3250, 3350 Metal Dragon here. Actually, he can make a 3,500 Cursive Dragon now, so that's what he's going to opt to do. Mattman winning in some interesting ways here because he doesn't have Thunders.
Meanwhile, it looks like Darkrit got an SA Pal on the low mountain.
Let's see if he can. He got the 1. Let's see if he gets the 2. He does not get the 2.
He does not, but he does get a Trachodon, it looks like.
Interesting. This is the last duel for Dark Ritual, I believe, and then he's done with mages.
Yes, he will be done after this. He'll be moving on very quickly and very swiftly to Final 6. Now, if he first tries Final 6, by I mean Darkrit, if he first tries this, we'll have our champion.
We will, and it might be the best time of the tournament. Honestly, if he manages to first try it, he could potentially get a sub 2 here.
Oh, he sees a Beaskull start though.
That's definitely a yikes if you're Darkrit, because you don't have that many equips. So this is where not having that many equips is gonna start to hurt him. What I'm wondering is if Darkrit is gonna do the end game at all once he's done with this duel, or if he's gonna go back to farming since he has, such a big campaign lead over Mattman. Ooh, that's not good. An equipped Black Skull now.
4,200. So that is a big yikes. The only way he's gonna be able to bail out of this is a twin-headed with 2 equips or a Megamorph. Let's see.
He sees twin-headed and equipped, so he plays that Regeki to get rid of it, and he's probably good. Let's see. It's a magic or trap. It is a magic, so he's probably good. But I believe High Mountain Mage does have Regeki.
He has Regeki, Shadow Spell, and Swords, I believe.
So he could just be getting Regeki'd right here. So if another Black Skull is played, it's going to put Darkrit in a really bad situation if it gets Regeki'd here. Let's see. It's not. If it was a Regeki, it's not getting flipped at the very least, and it's only a Mars in defense, which means Darkrit almost definitely has his duel down.
Yep, because that potentially could just be an equip not for any of those dragons, but could be for like winged beasts or whatnot, like Follow Wind, for example. All right, so looks like Mattman is moving on to the Low Forest.
Gets a Cursed Dragon, a Blackland, a Lesser Dragon. I love Lesser Dragon.
Lesser Dragon's very useful.
What is the drop rate on a Lesser Dragon? I rarely see that card drop.
It's pretty common, actually, believe
Oh.
it or not.
So yeah, Dark Rit finishing off that duel with the baby dragon BMing right there. So Dark Rit is now done with mages. So now we get to see Dark Ritual's decision. More farming, or is he going to try to do it with 3 equips, which would be the lowest equip count we've seen in this tournament moving into the end game, as far as I know.
The only other person in the tournament that had 3 equips attempted Final 7, I believe it was Arius, but he didn't have a very consistent deck. A lot of dragons and thunders, but the only flaw with that is that he had 3 equips. It looks like Dark Rit is going to go back in A-Tech here.
He's going back to A-Teching. I think that's a very good idea.
I agree.
He has, I would say at least 10 to 15 minutes potentially before Mattman gets to where he's at in campaign progression, depending on how Mattman's duels go. If Mattman gets fast duels, it could be around 8 or 9 minutes until he's there, but it's definitely at least enough time to get 1 A-Tech done. Maybe if he's lucky, 2 A-Techs that Dark Rit can get done before Mattman is at the end game like Dark Rit is. So this next A-Tech in particular for Dark Ritual is crucial for him in this match, because the only real hope that Dark Rit has right now is the A-Tech that he's going to do right here. He needs to win something that pushes his deck a lot further than where it is right now, because once Mattman gets to the final 6, I mean, his deck isn't insane because he only has 1 Megamorph, but you have to remember he has 6 other regular equips. So even without a second or third Megamorph, Mattman is going to have a pretty good chance of beating the game, much higher than Dark Ritual's chance. So this A-Tech in particular is going to be crucial for Dark Ritual right here. If he doesn't win anything, then he's going to be in a very bad spot.
Yeah, this could be one of the most pivotal moments in this run, depending on not only what Dark Rit wins, but also what he does with his decision afterward. Mattman seeing a Great Moth start, which is very good. He's just going to make a Black Dragon Jungle King with 2 equips. So he's hoping and praying that he does not see a perfectly ultimate Great Moth at any point throughout the rest of the duel.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to see that. If he does draw another equip, he will be good, and he does have plenty of them to draw, definitely. But
or even a field spell will work.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. It is Uranus in defense, so he's probably good. There's the Beast Fangs and an Umi just to make it better. He's actually deciding to not use the Beast Fangs on it, so going a little bit riskier here.
A very questionable call, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't say that I necessarily agree with what Mattman just did there. He didn't put the Beast Fangs on the Black Dragon Jungle King to be safe. So Mattman is just taking a risk here to save a couple seconds. Hopefully it doesn't backfire on him. Let's see. It's going to be right here if it does. It was a Javelin Beetle, thankfully for Mattman, so he will be fine, most likely. There's the Regeki. So let's see what he opts to do here. Could just put the Bright Castle and the Beast Fangs on it, yeah. So he decides to put the Bright Castle, Beast Fangs on the Black Dragon Jungle King. He'll destroy the Javelin Beetle, play the Regeki. Duel is over.
I agree, Arius.
I think it's worth talking about at this at this point in the finals, but there is actually something that one of these finalists will win at the end of this tournament. So this tournament is actually raising money for charity, ladies and gentlemen, and the winner of this tournament, either Mattman or Dark Ritual, will have the opportunity to choose which charity the money goes towards. currently we have about $500 raised for charity. So that $500 will be directed to a charity of the winner of this match's choice. So yeah, the donations are still open for that until the end of this match. So if you do want to donate into the charity pool, like I said, we'll be going to charity of the winner's choice. I will get a link in chat momentarily.
It's for a very, very good cause, gentlemen. This tournament, for the whole purpose of it, was not only to have a bunch of people that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, not just compete against each other, but compete against each other for a very terrific cause. So I'd say, I know GFC would agree that this tournament has been a massive success. And again, everybody that's tuned in, thank you very much for being a part of this experience. Okay, Dark Grid has a couple of turns left on his A-Tech here.
Okay, so there is the link to donate into the charity money pool. Immediately after the tournament is done, I will ask the winner which charity they want the money going towards, and then I will send the money over to there. I'll live stream the whole thing, totally transparent. So that'll be totally fine. But yes, like I said, we currently have about $500 raised. I believe there's $450 in there now. I'm putting $50 of my own into there as well. So we're at $500. Let's see how much we can get raised for charity going to the winner's choice.
All right, looks like Dark Grid is just finishing up his A-Tech here. This, again, is very big. What does he win?
He gets two Bright Castles?
Yep, two Bright Castles, a Dragon Capture Jar, and a Widespread Ruin. That is huge.
That is absolutely huge. Can he use both Bright Castles? I believe he only had one before. Yes, he can.
I think so, yes.
He can. He can use both. Dark Grid now has 5 equips. He doesn't have any Megamorphs, which hurts a little bit, but 5 equips is plenty enough to beat the game, ladies and gents. Not to mention 2 Dragon Capture Jars that he'll have as well, and 3 Widespread Ruins. This deck is looking real good right now for Dark Grid, and he's at the end game before Mattman is.
Mattman finishing up, it looks like Desert here. Or Low Desert, rather. My apology.
Oh, Dark Grid has 1 Megamorph? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he has 1 Megamorph.
I forgot about that.
So instantaneously, by virtue of those drops, I say Dark Grid has a very, very big upper hand. Not to mention that his Dragon and Thundercon are very consistent with where it needs to be. So at any given moment, Dark Grid could just blaze through the final 6 if he decides to do so. This is a good call here.
Yeah, honestly, if you're Dark Grid, I think you just want to move on at this point and do the end game. His deck is well good enough. I mean, he has what is that? That's going to be 4 regular equips, 1 Megamorph, 3 Widespread, 2 Dragon Capture Jars, 16 Dragons, 11 Thunders. This is a textbook deck for the end game. Dark Ritual he's going for it. Clicks on campaign. Dark Ritual racing to the end of the game now before Mattman gets a chance to. This could be huge for Dark Grid. He could potentially be the first person in this tournament to get a sub 2-hour time, I believe.
Yep, if he successfully first tries final 6, he will have a sub 2 time.
I'm going to switch audio over to Dark Ritual now, since he is currently definitely in the lead, I would say. So let's switch over to his audio and see how this goes. Yeah, Dark Grid unfortunately having some more stream troubles here. So Dark Ritual starting Sebek here.
He sees a Uranus in defense mode, so that is a 3k defender for sure, whether it's Millennium Shield or Labyrinth Wall. So the main thing that he's got to avoid at that point is not only face down back row, but also the potential of Sebek playing Metal Zoa or Zoa.
So yeah, not able to get over that shield yet. Let's see what he draws. Still not able to get over it. He does have the widespread and Regeki though. Didn't Wizard of Oz get sub 2 hour? Did he? I'm not 100% sure. Off the top of my head. He definitely might have. Wizard of Oz's matches were very good. Darkrit trying to get rid of that trap, but it turns out it doesn't activate, so he just takes a little bit of damage there.
So potentially that trap could be, I think it's bad reaction to emoji, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's definitely a good draw at the very least. Megamorph, Bright Castle, and Dragon Treasure. He's going to throw it all on one twin-headed here. And get rid of that Millennium Shield. Was it against me, Alfarg, or was it against, I don't know who else, I forget who else Wizard of Oz was against.
He was against me, but that was the last match that he had.
Okay.
Alright, Darkrit getting through the first duel in the gauntlet here. So just to recap, how many shrines is that for Mattman, I believe? Is that 4?
Yeah, it would have to be at least 4 that he already has down, definitely. Bolt Escargot, Dragon, Zombie for Darkrit in the final 6. Now keep in mind, ladies and gents, that any cards that are won during the final 6, unless the game is beaten on this attempt, those cards will be lost upon losing anywhere in the final 6. So typically, the runners will not really update their card counts or anything like that. They have on-stream card overviews that show how many Dragons and Thunders and so on that they have. They typically won't update them with things that they win in the final 6 because it's just such a high chance of losing them in the end game. But yeah, if Darkrit manages to win right here, then it's going to be a pretty handy victory against Mattman, honestly.
Alright, so it looks like Mattman is moving on to his last high mage and the last mage overall before he starts the gauntlet as well. Darkrit having no problem there. Draws a 3,300, so that eliminates Neku, and that's 2 out of 6 that Darkrit has defeated. Mattman having no problem here with the High Oceans, so this should be a walk in the park for Mattman, as he will just swiftly go to the final 6.
Meanwhile, Dark Ritual fighting, is this Neku now that he's on?
It is Neku.
Yeah, it's Neku.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's on Neku, and he is getting another handy victory here. So Dark Ritual is going to be moving on to the first incredibly difficult duel, I would say, of the final duels here. Haishin's second is next, and this is where this is what everything comes down to. This is what the past hour and 46 minutes have really been about. It's been all about building a deck to beat the next couple duels. That's what all of that time, all that farming was for. So we will see how it pays off for Darkrit here, moving into Haishin's second right now.
Some would argue that Haishin is probably one of the hardest duels in the gauntlet. I'd say he's one of the most annoying in terms of what he can play and him having Megamorph.
Yeah, absolutely. Haishin just trolls you very hard, constantly. He can turn duels around very quickly, and
Yes.
Really, when you're against Haishin, you want to get the lead on him as fast as possible. You don't want to give him a chance
for Darkrit.
Oh yeah, that's actually really good. His Thunder count just keeps growing. I believe it's at 12 now.
He's not going to put it in. Instead, he puts in both of the Dragon Capture Jars, which is a good idea.
He draws Twin-Headed plus Bright Castle. That's a good start, definitely. That's at the very least a good start for Darkrit.
He's going to hold on to the Equip.
Definitely a smart move there, because we could see Meteor, B-Dragon, or Gate Guardian, which requires 2 equips to get over. Let's see what it is. It's a Sun, actually. It's a Blue Eyes. All Darkrit needs right now to take control is a Twin-Headed draw. Will he get it? He does get it. Dark Ritual in the lead against Haishin second. This is very good. All Dark Ritual needs right now is for Haishin to not play Meteor, B-Dragon, or Gate Guardian in this next turn, and then he needs to draw something like Widespread Ruin or preferably another equip to solidify this win here. So let's see what happens. Moon in defense, that's good for Dark Rit. He draws Dragon Capture Jar. That's not going to help him too much against the cards that he's most worried about right now, mostly Gate Guardian. But if an MBD was played, it could have come in handy, but he's going to opt to throw it, which is definitely the right move here. He just wants to get another equip or a widespread or something. It's Zera the man.
Meanwhile, Mattman with a very questionable move here on his end. He is opting to do Meadow Farm. We have a farming boy, but not very exciting.
That's a very interesting move if you're Mattman. You really just need Thunders if you're Mattman right now. I mean, that's the main thing that he needs. His deck is already good enough to beat the game, better than Dark Rits. He just needs Thunders, and honestly, if you just need Thunders, Meadow's really not the place to go. I mean, he does have Kaminari attack, but it's a low drop rate, and that's pretty much it. So definitely an interesting move by Mattman. I think really what he's hoping for is to just do one duel, maybe two, pick up an MBD and then just go. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think Mattman needs to farm for Thunders no matter what. He could just be going for Star Chips here as well. But I feel like he's gonna need more than what Star Chips can buy in a decent amount of time anyway. I think if he goes the Star Chip route, it's gonna take longer for him to get the amount of Thunders that he needs. But we'll see. All right, Dark Ritual starting. Probably the most infamous duel in the game. Seto third. Let's see what he draws. 3 Bright Castles.
Wow.
That is huge for him. What is he going to do? Is he going to put the Bright Castle face down? I want to see him do it.
I would do so. I would do that as well.
He's putting the Bright Castle face down. I like this move. Harpy's Feather Duster. Let's see. He wins a Kaminari attack over on the left side there. And a Skull Knight. He draws a Megamorph after that.
Wow.
This is very interesting. Ooh, what is he going to opt to do? I would put it face down, because then if a Harpy's Feather Duster isn't played, he would have been good. He's opting not to do it. He's going to hope for a 1600 Dragon and a Thunder Draw. I can't quite see what he's... It's a Sun, I know that at least. The stream is lagging a little bit. I do apologize. I don't know if this is actually on Dark Rit's end. Let me pull up his stream.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is an ultimate, yes.
It is indeed ultimate.
I have his stream open, and it seems totally fine over there.
I don't know. That's really odd.
So I'm not sure what's going on here.
Double ultimate, probably.
It was ultimate and Meteor B Dragon, I believe.
Ooh, what did he get?
Looks like he's making a 3600 Thunder Dragon.
And that's not going to be enough.
That will not be enough, but that's his only hope to win this duel, really.
That is a tough blow.
Meanwhile, the ultimate attacks, and then a Moon is played, Black Skull. And yeah, Dark Ritual actually just lost the duel to Seto third. I know that we're having some issues on stream here, but he did just lose the duel to a Black Skull. So Dark Ritual takes a loss at Seto third. Yeah, you can see it on your screen now. It may be a slideshow, but we get the idea at the very least. Meteor B Dragon for Mattman! Meteor B Dragon! Mattman picks it up, and he got the Skull Knight the duel before. That's huge for Mattman! Second duel.
And with all those equips that Meteor B Dragon takes that's in Mattman's deck, this is absolutely disgusting. He's hoping for at least one more here. If he wins one more, that could be huge. Or even a Skull Knight for that matter, because he has 3 Bright Castles and a Megamorph that go with it. There's the Meteor B draw.
Yeah, if you're Mattman, you should probably almost certainly just move on at this point. Yeah, I can confirm Dark Ritual's stream is not actually lagging. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna just contact Speak Gaming really quick and just let them know what's going on here. It looks like the stream is a little bit better now for Darkrit, so we'll see how this goes here. He's fighting Sebek. Meanwhile, Mattman doing another duel against Meadow Mage. Will he pick up yet another MBD? He still needs the Thunders, but, I mean, it's looking nice for him. He gets a Crawling Dragon, Komori Dragon, but no Thunders. He did pick up the Kaminari in the first duel, but...
Very high tense moment here at the end of this matchup here. Who will prevail? Darkrit with his final 6 progress, or will it be Mattman with his MBD farming?
It could go either way at this point, but Mattman's... I don't think anyone is gonna argue with the fact that Mattman's deck is worlds better than Dark Ritual's deck right now, but he's still farming, so he's not really able to put all of that power to use yet.
Also, Mattman had 6 Thunders, right? He won a Kaminari attack in that farm, right?
Yeah, he did win a Kaminari attack. Mattman right now has...
3 Dragon Zombies and a Bolt S-Cargo for Darkrit.
Mattman actually has 5 Thunders right now, in fact. Okay, yeah, looks like Mattman's opting to just buy another Thunder to make it 6 and move on. 6 Thunders is definitely enough to do it for Mattman, so if you're Darkrit now, you're really sweating because Mattman is now starting the end game with a deck that is worlds better than Dark Ritual, so it's going to be... Oh, wait, Mattman going back into Free Duel. Maybe just to check the deck, let's see. Oh, no, he goes back out of Free Duel, goes into Build Deck, must have been a misclick there. Let's see what he wins. Bought the Oscillo Hero, Firewing Pegasus, but nothing else. So Mattman just quickly reconfiguring his deck, putting in a card or two. Going into campaign now, we got Mattman moving into the end game. So really, Dark Ritual, if you're Darkrit, you really have to win right here. You have to beat the game right here, because if you don't, it's not going to be good.
Not at all. I figured as well, does Mattman have any widespreads?
Mattman does not have any widespreads, no.
Oh wow, that's going to be very huge. Yeah, Matt does have a CJ. All right, Darkrit is moving on. It looks like to Shin. All right, let's see what Darkrit draws on the opening hand here. He draws 5 monster cards, which is not a good start. Gonna have to toss them all immediately and see what Shin plays.
Yeah. It's an MBD. Let's see what Darkrit can do against that. He draws a widespread, but nothing else, unfortunately. This is going to be a very, very scary duel for Darkrit here, because remember, he really has to win this if he wants to, you know, comfortably win the match anyway. If he doesn't win this, then it's really just going to come down to we have 2 people at the final 6, Mattman having the much better deck at the final 6, so very, very risky if Dark Knight loses here. Let's see what he draws. He draws Twin-Headed plus Equip, but that is not enough to get over a Meteor B Dragon. We already have one trap down. Yeah, Matt could potentially catch up.
DCJ draw there for Darkrid, so he's going to get rid of both the Blue Eyes and the MBD, but what does Haishin do?
I'm going to switch this sound over to Mattman. While Dark Ritual's stream is lagging a little bit, it's not lagging on his end. I've let Speed Gaming know what's going on. They're going to look into it. In the meantime, we're going to bring audio over to Mattman, who is arguably in the lead anyway. Dark Ritual taking the loss to Haishin second. Definitely not too good right there, which means Mattman is now fully in the lead. His deck is better. He is further in the campaign than Dark Ritual is, so Mattman is handily in the lead right now. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, generally we want to keep audio on whoever's in the lead, and I think we can both agree that that's Mattman right now for sure. He has 7 total equips, a Meteor B-Dragon, a Skull Knight, and his Thunder count's also looking good now too with 6 Thunders. He has 11 Dragons, 6 Thunders, 6 regular equips, 1 MBD, 2 Umis, and 1 Megamorph, so Mattman is looking real good right now. This is really anybody's game right now. Whoever the final 6 decides to let through first is going to be your champion.
Ooh, the double Yami into Skull Knight fusion. That is a very interesting move there. Too bad it doesn't help for Neku.
So it takes Beast Fangs, yeah?
Does, yes.
Darker getting the draw that he needs to make this duel go by a little bit faster.
Mattman is 1 turn away from progressing on the Haishin second on his first attempt. Alright, and that is that for Mattman. He has progressed on to Haishin second.
Gets that Immortal of Thunder too. That's going to be good for him. His Thunder count is good enough. I wouldn't call it a comfortable Thunder count. A little bit more than 6 would be good, but with that Immortal of Thunder, he's definitely in the comfortable territory now.
Very, very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Just the 1 Thunder drop here. Alright, here we go.
He draws MBD and Skull Knight, which is pretty much an insta-win right there. He can play his own MBD, and then, God forbid, Haishin plays an MBD against him. He can take it out with that Skull Knight and Neptune.
Well, certainly can.
So Mattman almost definitely has the win here. I don't really see a path for Haishin to win this.
So the big question is, will he opt to do an SA POW?
Looks like that would be a no. Looks like he just wants to win the duel here. Throwing cards to make sure that he can get a little bit of security, maybe an equip or something like that. Keeping that Skull Knight in case of MBD. Very smart decision right there. Let's see if it's played. It's another Moon. Down to Azera the Mant. Yeah, looks like Mattman will handily beat Haishin here. Yeah, Mattman again holding that Skull Knight, which is, again, still a very smart decision. Continue holding that Skull Knight until you can either end the duel with it immediately, or if an MBD is played. But that is his insurance against Haishin playing an MBD against him, because if he was to do that, MBD versus MBD, he would be in a tough position without that Skull Knight. Oh, I was just about to say Speak of the Devil, but it's 1,000 Dragon instead. Now he's going to play that Skull Knight since the duel is over anyway.
Alright, so it looks like Mattman will swiftly progress on to Seto third, his first attempt at Seto third. Dark Rit, meanwhile, finishing up against Neku, it looks like. So if Mattman wins on this attempt right here, Mattman will become your champion.
And don't forget, chat, Mattman not only would be your champion, but he would also be the person deciding where all donated money goes, which charity all the donated money throughout the tournament goes to. Like I said, there's about $500 currently saved up that will go to the charity that the winner of this match picks. So, again, if you do want to donate towards that, all the money will be going to the charity of the winner's choice. If you do want to donate to that, the link will be in the chat.
All right, and there's the DCJ add in there by Mattman. Let's see what his opening hand is. Draws 5 monsters. That's not a good start.
Yeah, definitely don't want to see 5 monsters in your opening hand against Seto third, but Mattman has so much stuff in his deck. The odds of him drawing something at the very least next turn is quite high. Let's see what Seto plays. It's a Sun. It is the ultimate, the card that is the bane of every Forbidden Memories runner's existence. Let's see if he can take it out. He has Dragon Capture Jar, Umi, and a Beast Fangs here. He's opting to throw the Umi into the Dragon Capture Jar to use it. Gets rid of that ultimate. Let's see what happens now. Keep in mind, he does have like 7 equips, which means that Umi is definitely better off being thrown. It's a fusion. It's a twin-headed fusion.
Oh, wow.
Second turn, Seto third, twin-headed fusion. That's huge. Mattman just needs he just needs a dragon. He gets it. He has the dragon now. Is he going to keep the Zoa? He's going to opt to keep the Zoa. Probably a smart idea considering how many equips he has.
That is a good idea. He has 4 outs for that Zoa.
All right, let's see what Seto third responds with here. This could be anything. Let's see. It's a moon. It is a Gate Guardian. That gets rid of his 3,300. Let's see what Mattman draws. He doesn't draw anything. He has 5 monsters. None of them are his MBD either. Scary situation right now for Mattman.
He's going to opt to keep a Thunder here. I don't think I would do that, to be honest.
I'm not sure how many Thunders he's already used, but I know he's already used a couple, and he does only have, I believe, 7, so he might only be down to like 3 or 4 Thunders, which is why he might be keeping one. I'm not sure how many he already got rid of, though, so I'm not sure how good the move was, but we'll see. He draws his MBD! That's exactly what he needed, but you have to remember, he needs to keep that Gate Guardian alive right now in order to not get Regeki'd. So this is something that is called magic locking in Forbidden Memories. Pretty much, if the opponent thinks that they have control of the duel, they will not play magics like Regeki against you. The way that the opponent that you're fighting determines if they're in control of the duel is they just look at the base attack of monsters. So the AI right now, Seto third, is looking on Mattman's side of the field and sees a 3,500. And Seto third says, well, I have a 3,750, therefore I am in control of the duel, therefore I will not play any magics against Mattman. So Mattman was going to keep that Gate Guardian alive until he can wipe out all of the monsters on Seto's side. That way he doesn't get Regeki'd. Mattman does wipe out all of the monsters. It's looking good for Mattman. It's another Mars in defense. There he is. I believe that is a Seto third win right there.
It is.
It might take one more turn. Depends if he attacks with the.
He is. I would have.
Oh, he can attack with the regular twin-headed for that.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I would have attacked with the regular twin-headed.
He decides to attack with the 3,300.
Oh,
I think he still has enough though. Does he?
No, he does not have enough. He is 450 short.
Oh, so he actually would have ended the duel there
Yes.
if he attacked with the other one. There is no card that is a Mars in defense that a regular twin-headed cannot kill. It's an ultimate! Oh my god! A giant misplay by Mattman loses him the Seto third duel!
Wow.
Oh my god, Mattman made a huge mistake and it cost him the duel and maybe the entire tournament! That is huge for Dark Ritual and terrible for Mattman.
Two
Mattman
different
was-
sides of the spectrum there. Oh, wow. That
That
is
is
absolutely devastating.
What a punishment for making one mistake. Mattman was punished so hard, he might have to... Mattman's punishment for making a single mistake could be the entire tournament.
So back over to Dark Rit. He sees
Back-
a moon. It's
Is
a
he on,
defensive
he's on
moon.
Seto third, right?
He is on Seto third.
He's on Seto third, and it's looking good. There is 2 magics face down, though. Gotta remember that.
Yes. So the big question now remains is, will he keep that defense monster?
He's opting not to. He's just gonna get rid of it and
That
start
is
doing damage.
Very risky.
Let's see what happens here. If something under 2800 is played, then then Dark Ritual is going to get Regeki'd. And there it is! There's the Regeki!
That is probably a Zoa.
It is indeed a Zoa, but you have to remember, there's a good chance he could just make another twin-headed and overpowered again, and that's exactly what he has. He's going to make a 3300. A Regeki is not enough to take Dark Ritual down here.
So now the big eyebrow question remains, what is that other face-down magic that Seto third has?
That's true. It could be another Regeki. We're probably going to find out right here. It's not flipped, and it's a moon in defense, and he draws a twin-headed. Dark Ritual has beaten Seto third. Oh my goodness, this would be such an upset if Dark Ritual wins this on this attempt. Because you have to remember, if Mattman did not make that single mistake, he could have potentially beaten the game before Dark Ritual did. So it very well could be that that one mistake by Mattman lost him the entire match and the entire tournament. We'll see, though, as Dark Ritual moves on to Dark Knight.
Dark Rit is 2 duels away from becoming your 2019 Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories 15 card mod champion. We'll see how Rit plays the last 2 duels out if he gets to Nightmare here.
This is definitely going to be a photo finish here.
It's going to be another one of those nail-biters.
This is definitely a nail-biter for Dark Ritual here, because remember, Mattman's deck is much better, and the only reason that Dark Ritual has a good chance to win right here is from a mistake that Mattman made. He draws 2 Widespread Ruins first turn against Dark Knight. That's nice.
That is a very good draw there. He wish he would have seen that on Nightmare to be on.
It is a magic or trap played face down. That's really good. Wait, is he going to throw? He's going to throw the other widespread here.
I think that's a good play.
Yeah, let's see if he can attack through. He can attack through. If only he had a twin-headed, he would have been able to do the legendary, like, 2-turn win thanks to the widespread. I'm not quite able to see what card is being played here. Whatever it was, it got widespreaded. He has the 3800 as well, but he's not going to make it because he's worried about the reverse trap. It definitely could be a reverse trap. Let's see. It would take away that equip from him. It is not a reverse trap. He's able to attack through. Dark Ritual probably good here against Dark Knight.
If he doesn't see an MBD here, he wins.
Switch the audio over to Dark Knight here. There's a Cosmo Queen played against him. That's good. He has the win against Dark Knight. One more duel for Dark Ritual, and he will be your champion. This is absolutely huge right here.
All the duels, all the matches comes down to this last duel. All right, no bully, Nightmare. All right, let's
5
see.
monsters, not what you want to see.
Not a good start.
Not a good start at all. You just have to see what's played against him. Meanwhile, over on Mattman's side, really quick, staring down 2 Gate Guardians against Haishin. Nothing really good in his hand. Not looking good for Mattman over on Haishin there. Let's see what's played against him. It's a Mars! It's an MBD. He has a good chance here. Let's see. What does he draw? No, 5 more monsters. Not good enough. Not good enough. Mattman losing to Haishin second. Meanwhile, Dark Ritual not in control of the duel, but at least he's not looking at an ultimate. What's the second card? It's a Black Luster Soldier. Dark Ritual really needs to see that Megamorph for 2 equips right now. Or Regeki. He draws the 3,300 in widespread. That's not going to be good enough. Dark Ritual's going to opt to make the 3,300, get rid of the Black Luster Soldier, and just pray at this point.
And I'll at least enable him to survive for 1 more turn, depending on what the next monster is that's played. If it's a Wall Shadow, that's the next monster that's played. That's huge. Let's see what it is.
It is a Skull Knight. That's it. Let's see what he draws. He draws Twin-Headed plus Megamorph!
Oh my goodness!
This could be end widespread for safety on the next turn. This could be it. This could be the tournament, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the end.
If he does not see an ultimate, it's all over. It's all but over.
This could be it, ladies and gents.
He does not pull from the left, so he's got control.
He puts down the widespread ruin.
He needs to draw 1 more equip, and that will be it.
Dark Ritual almost definitely has the win here.
Dark Rit is in total command of the duel.
Dark Rit potentially winning just because of 1 indecision by Mattman. This is insanity. What a comeback by Dark Ritual here. He was behind for so much of this match, and he's coming back right here full force. It's looking really good. 1 more turn. And even if there is an ultimate played, he almost definitely has this. He has it. He wins. Even if it's an ultimate, he wins. Dark Ritual is your winner. It is a Skull Knight in defense. Dark Ritual wins the tournament.
What an incredible finish.
Absolutely insane finish by Dark Ritual here. I think that was his 2nd try.
I think that was his 2nd try, yes.
Yeah, that was his 2nd try.
Yes,
that is insane. What a comeback from Dark Ritual. He was behind Mattman the whole time. And even at the end, his deck was way worse than Mattman's, but he still managed to pull out the win.
What an incredible finish for Dark Rit, with an official time of 2:16:57.
2:16:57. That is incredible.
For a race time, it is very, very terrific. The winner of this match. And 2019 Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories of 15 card mod champion, Dark Rit.
That is insane. I cannot believe that Dark Ritual managed to pull out a win like that. Insane. He is the winner of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories tournament. Big congratulations to both Dark Ritual and mattman2841. They are both incredible runners. Both of them put up one hell of a fight, and they gave us one hell of a show. And I do think that we will be able to get them into the Discord call for a quick interview. Mattman is continuing on, though, here. We could see 2 credits roll.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to finish the tournament, finish it in style. But what an absolutely terrific tournament. It's been an honor and a privilege, not just to do some of the play-by-play, but to do it with GFC as well. One of the more experienced runners in the FM community. It truly was a blast.
I really do appreciate that, Nate. And it was a really great time being able to commentate not only this match, but some other matches with Nate. He's a great runner, great friend, and it was just an amazing experience all around. This tournament has been honestly insane, how everything has gone. There's been so many upsets, so many close matches, and just so many incredible moments, and really, really big shows of skill, of just pure decision-making skill on the part of everyone who entered the tournament. So yeah, just big thank you to everyone who has watched all of the tournaments, who has entered the tournament in particular, to Nate for agreeing to commentate alongside me, and especially to Speed Gaming for putting this finals together on their channel, especially with such short notice. It was definitely incredible. I'm gonna try to get both finalists into the Discord call soon, to do a quick interview about the run that they just did, and we'll get their opinions on everything.
Yeah, Mattman taking a loss right there. A Megamorph Zoa. That really hurt. So it's his second loss against Haishin second.
Now, do keep in mind that we are Dark Ritual does now get to choose where the money goes towards charity. So we will, when we get him into the call, we will see which charity he decides to send the money over to. Mattman did forfeit from the race just now as well.
All right, so that was, and again, a very valiant effort though by Mattman. Just RNG just really, really played a big factor, and decision making. The one critical move that he did not realize was absolutely costly in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way of knowing whether or not Mattman actually would have won the game on that attempt, but he at least would have beaten Seto third and moved on to Dark Knight Nightmare. And with his deck, it was definitely a possibility that Mattman could have won it had he finished the duel against Seto third when he did. But this is just a very good example of how important decision making is in this game. It's really one bad decision could be the downfall of the entire run, and that's exactly what we saw happen here. So a lot of people over the years have talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories and how luck-based it is, but a lot of them don't realize how important decision-making is, as far as getting consistent runs goes. And it was really on display here, how one bad decision can really tear it all down. No, Mattman did not complete the run. He decided to forfeit once he lost to Haishin second and Dark Ritual had finished. So yeah, let's see if we can get Dark Rit and Mattman in here. All right, just sent them both the invites, so we'll see if we can get them in here now. All right, we have Mattman in here currently. Hello, Mattman.
Hello.
That was one hell of a match. Incredibly close. Your deck was far better than Dark Rituals, but the final 6 just decided who was going to win that one there.
Yeah, the top deck ultimate. I feel like there was something I could have done there, but maybe just tossing more cards.
One move that a lot of people were looking at was against Seto third. The last time that you were on him, you actually had lethal on the turn before you got randomly ultimated. You could have won the turn prior, actually.
Dang.
Yeah, that was the one decision that could have cost it all potentially, but yeah, you were 450 life points away. Decided to attack a Mars in defense with the 3300. Had you attacked with the 3800, that would have been enough for lethal. But there's obviously no way of knowing whether or not that would have actually been the end of the tournament or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, just in general, that was an insane match.
That's a shame.
Also, in the interview call with us as well is Darkrit. And Darkrit, congratulations on a terrific victory. But first and foremost, congratulations to both of you guys for making it this far in the tournament. It really is an honor and a privilege to have you guys here.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me over here. It's much appreciated, indeed.
So with a big disadvantage having lack of equips, but having a combination of twin-headed fusions, what was your main approach to trying to go through the mages and then through final 6?
Me, I always just try and knock out the 2 hardest first every time. Like, I just want to get them out of the way more than anything, because once they're out of the way, like, the only one that can maybe, and that's a big maybe, pose a challenge is a Tenza. That's it. Like, you never worry about stupid ocean or desert. They're very easy, as long as you draw a Thunder.
Yeah, no doubt about it as well. Seeing also with the equips early on as well. Again, you had, I think it was 3 regular equips, I want to say it was, or did you get a Megamorph in between that?
Well, at first I was going with 2-1, 1 being the Megamorph and 2 being the Bright Castle and the Dragon Treasure, but then eventually I attacked again right before Final 6 because I was like, with 3 equips, I'm going to have to put in Umis and stuff, and Umis just aren't good. And after I attacked, I got the 2 Bright Castle.
Yeah, that
helped tremendously.
Yeah, it was one of the pivotal moments in the run right there, because Mattman was just often just blazing through the mages with 7 total equips. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, Mattman's campaign luck was insane. He was picking up equips left and right before he even started Atex. I think he already had 3 equips.
Jeez, yeah, I wasn't sure of his progress. I saw that he was on mages when I was doing my final 6 attempts, but I was like, well, I'm not too happy with my Atex over here. Like, after I attacked Seto 2 and I won just the vanilla widespread, I was like, oh dear God, I wanted some removal. Like, that's why I Atexed him. That's the reason. Like,
yeah, and having those 3 widespreads were very important as well, because I mean they really paid dividends in the end, considering your duel against Nightmare there, getting the 3800 and the widespread.
Yeah, where I had tossed one already, and then I was like, as soon as he didn't pull from the far left, I was like, okay, I am 98% to win. Like, it's very unlikely that I lose, when I still had another widespread to draw to anyways.
Yeah, that Megamorph draw right when you needed it as the final card, that really cemented everything. That was the moment that really won it for you there. But yeah, it was incredible. Over to Mattman, those equip drops that you got in campaign were just absolutely incredible. They just kept coming in one after another, and the MBD farming, while it was questionable at first, getting that quick MBD, not to mention the Skull Knight, that definitely helped you a lot in the final 6. So I think it was definitely a good decision to do that metal farming when you did.
Yeah, that probably was. Like, you also get the tier 2 dragons, which amusingly enough, if I had a tier 2 dragon against my first Seto duel, I would have beat the crap out of them, but I had barely any.
Yeah. The biggest reason for going for Meadow there was my Thunder count was very low, and I know, like, in my opinion, Meadow Mage has the best SA drop pool, so I can quickly do SA POWs and get star chips to at least buy a Thunder.
Yeah, you can also get Kaminari attack, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you picked up the Kaminari attack on the first Meadow duel that you did, actually. So it definitely paid off for you going over there. Thunders were definitely one of the struggles of your run. You were pretty low on Thunders for a lot of the run. Dark Ritual was getting very lucky on Thunders. He was picking them up left and right in campaign, but he wasn't picking up equips left and right in campaign like you were. So it was really a back and forth. And I mean, your ATEX, both of your ATEX, it was pretty insane because none of you got any insane ATEX. It was really like both of you, every ATEC you did for the most part, you just won a single equip. Like Dark Ritual finish an ATEC, he wins a single equip. Mattman, one equip. Dark Rit, one equip. It was just one equip being won constantly. I think there was only one duel where somebody won 2 equips in it, but it was really just like no insane ATEX. It was just slowly building that deck up over time.
I'd say the best ATEC between the two of us was probably the one where I got the double Bright Castle and the double DCJ. That was easily the best one.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any DCJs, and I was like, I want some DCJs really badly.
All right, so one question I really wanted to ask, I think it was for Darkrit as well. I noticed your duel against Labyrinth Mage, and I noticed that you ended up winning such a rare card on BCD. You ended up winning Dungeon Worm.
Oh, I did not notice.
Yeah, what was
Imagine
your
that too?
Oh, you didn't even notice it.
Oh wow!
I didn't see it. No, yeah, I skipped through the drops and.
That's insane. You did win Dungeon Worm, and that is a 1. Actually,
you should have seen our
isn't it a 1 on SA POW? It's a 2 on BCD, if I recall correctly.
No, it's vice versa. 2 on SA, 1 on BCD.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've won it before. I've actually won it before. I think that was in my PB, my current PB record. It was the vanilla drop as well. It was amusing.
That is insane. Well, anyways, to both of you gentlemen, again, congratulations on such an incredible tournament. GFC, I guess I'll let you do the honors and ask Darkrit where he would like to choose for his charity.
Yeah, which charity would you like the money to go to? That's all on you now, Darkrit.
Yep, that's true. I think I picked out like United Negro College Fund or something. Yeah, that charity.
What was it called? I'll look it up.
The United Negro College Fund.
College Fund. Okay, I have it open up here, the UNCF, and I will, as soon as this stream is over, I will, once this stream is cut, I'm going to pop over to my own channel, and I will I'm going to send the money over to them live on stream, just so there's a lot of transparency going on there. You see that I'm actually sending the money. So all that will be sent over to the UNCF immediately after the stream is over. But like I said, I just want to thank Dark Ritual and Mattman again for being literal top tier contenders in this tournament. Both of you made it so far in the tournament, and all of the play was just incredible. And there's a reason why you guys made it into the finals. It wasn't dumb luck. It was damn good decision making. And a big thanks to everyone who was in the tournament, to everyone who watched, to Bad News Nate for commentating beside me, and for Speed Gaming for putting this together on their channel on such short notice. Really appreciate all of it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Nate, you got anything?
Before we sign off, though, I just want to say to all the participants in the tournament, you all have been absolutely fantastic, and it's been a massive success, and I hope that we can do this again once more. So to everybody that was here, not just in Speed Gaming, but also in the tournament as well. Again, thank you guys so much for making this a resounding success for what it is, and for everybody not just coming together to play a game that, you know, it's very notorious for its RNG and decision making, but just everybody being together as a community and having a very fantastic time. So again, not just to the runners, but to everybody that participated. Thank you all so much for making this a resounding success. I am truly grateful to have been part of it, along with everybody else here in the call.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and definitely I will also say to everyone watching and everyone who can hear me right now, keep your eyes open for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories 15 card mod tournament. We might do it in a little bit of a different style, and give you a little bit of a hint right now. It's going to be a lot like Duelist Kingdom. In the anime, there is going to be star chips given, 3 star chips. You win, you get another star chip, you lose it. We're putting some other cool stuff together. Hopefully partnering with Speed Gaming again to do some of this stuff after this great success. So we will see how all that goes, and I will keep everybody updated in the Forbidden Memories Discord, which an invite link will be posted in the chat momentarily for.
But again, with that being said, I think that might be it for us. Any final remarks, any comments before we sign off?
I'm good, unless Dark Rit or Mattman have anything that they want to say.
I'm just sad I didn't get Praise Lord Zoa. I did get some skull in the end credits, so that was worth. That was
yeah,
worth.
for sure.
Yeah, the race or the whole tourney was a lot of fun. I always enjoy racing FM, and the whole tourney was a lot of fun. Thanks for organizing it.
Yeah, thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting this, by the way, on short notice.
Absolutely.
All right, and before we sign off, just want to remind everybody that if you are new to the channel, if you're new to Speed Gaming, be sure to give Speed Gaming a follow, you guys. They do a bunch of marathons, a bunch of races, tournaments, anything of that variety. So if you're very interested in all kinds of variety content of that nature, be sure to give the Speed Gaming channel a follow. And also, if you enjoyed both runners in the final match here, be sure to give them a follow as well at twitch.tv/mattman2841 and twitch.tv dark_rit. Again, if you also are interested in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories Discord as well, we have a whole community devoted to everything that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. There should be, I think GFC posted a link in the Discord, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, there's a link in the Discord, or to the Discord.
Not Discord, to the Discord is what I meant.
Yeah. I posted 2 different links, 2 different invites. Both of them should work in the chat right now. So if you want to join the Forbidden Memories Discord server, feel free to do so.
And that's where we usually talk about anything Forbidden Memories or whatnot, any resources, any developments. And part of what you saw, not just with 15 card mod, but there's a wide variety of things to learn in the community. So if you're very interested in that, hop over to the Forbidden Memories Discord and feel free to ask one of us if you have any questions or anything. I think with that said, though, I think that's going to be it for right now.
Yep, that's going to be it. So I'm GFC.
And I'm Bad News Nate saying thank you very much for watching. And thank you to everybody for tuning in to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories 15 card mod finals here on the Speed Gaming channel. And to everybody that participated in the tournament, thank you all so much for making this a resounding success. Everybody, you have a good rest of your afternoon, and see you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.